Hello everyone and welcome to the Charge Shot Spooky Cast. Today I have with me the Spider-Man.
Thwip, y'all. Got my Halloween candy, got my costume. Let's do this.
And we also have from the Mortal Kombat universe, Rain.
No, it is not Rain. It is Count Iggy. Happy Halloween.
No. Alright, I'm going to be taking off this mask because I don't want to keep Justin scared.
Thanks. I just wasn't looking at you. It's fine.
Justin's afraid of clowns.
It was the only mask at the thrift shop.
Sure it was.
It was actually Shopper's Drug Mart. But yeah, what do you guys have planned for Halloween? Anything?
I don't know yet. Brooke mentioned the idea of Brooke's my wife. For those that don't know,
yeah, I know.
Mentioned the idea of us doing like a drunken Halloween stream. And since it was her idea, I want to do it because she doesn't suggest that stuff very often. But I don't know what the plan is exactly. That's just kind of something that came out tonight, so we'll see. We'll probably at least watch a movie and stuff. I'm trying to get the basement movie theater area set up tomorrow, so we can do that tomorrow night. But I don't know. We'll see.
Ben, you have anything planned for Halloween?
Nah, I'll probably watch Alien. I usually watch Alien on Halloween.
Really?
It's my favorite horror movie, dude. I love that movie.
It's really good.
So creepy and quiet. It may not happen this year. It may not happen this year just because I get off work later than I want to, and I might be dog tired. And Alien, as good as it is, it's not a movie you want to watch when you're fucking tired because you can fall asleep, and the next thing you know, you wake up. And, yeah, so which I've done that. Maybe I'll watch Colonial Marines instead because not Colonial Marines, Aliens. That's not the Randy.
Just watch a playthrough of the game.
Yeah,
just watch. That's a nightmare in and of itself.
Yeah.
Either that or I'll watch Aliens because those are fucking perfection in horror movies, in my opinion.
We were talking about Alien because my wife hadn't seen it.
Ooh.
And I said I saw that one fairly recently for the first time. 8 years ago is what I mean by fairly recently. When you're 31, that's not that old. That's not that long ago.
No, it's not.
But I don't know if I've seen Aliens. I've seen random Alien movies, so I'm not sure which one's which exactly. So I think it'd be fun to rewatch Aliens.
Game over?
It's such Alien, it's a completely different kind of movie from Alien.
It's more of an action film than a horror film.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's still scary as fuck, though.
Well, it's aliens, right? Of course they're scary in their design.
Yeah, James Cameron's a fucking... Back then, James Cameron could do no wrong. That man could not miss.
Yeah.
Now we can't make.
Yeah, we're still waiting on Avatar 50.
Mm-hmm. There's been set photos from one of them. All of them? I don't know.
Yeah.
He's making them all at the same time? Is that what's going on? Yeah. Okay.
Something like that.
We're going to have Back to the Future 2 and 3.
Yeah. I just wanted to see the underwater one. I remember they said they were going to do an underwater one. I want to see that one because I like water life.
That might be fun. Go into a 4D theater and have water sprayed on you. The entire time, constantly.
Yes. My glasses would be so wet, but it'll be worth it.
Take a shower.
Okay.
Sorry. But yeah, this week I watched Ghostbusters. That was the Halloween thing I did. I had a date for the first time in a very long time, and we just watched Ghostbusters. She's never seen it before. But yeah, it's actually a pretty good movie to watch because there's a romance in there. It's kind of like a romantic comedy.
It's a romantic horror comedy. Yeah,
it's so weird. It's such a weird film, but I love it.
Are you the gatekeeper?
It's definitely a strange mix of genres.
Yeah.
So enough about movies, I guess. So what have you been playing, Justin?
Not a lot actually. I jumped in a fair amount into Genshin Impact.
Ooh.
Because I kept hearing about it and I still didn't really know what it was aside from anime waifu Breath of the Wild. And I was surely that's not just that. It seems it's got to be its own thing, right? It looks kind of like a Tales game because of the multiple party members and stuff. And it's I didn't understand what it was. I wanted to see. And I've been talking to Lo about it a little bit, and he's been super into it because he loves his free-to-play games.
Has he put any money into it? Do you know?
No.
Okay.
It's not that it's not worth money. It's just, it's that idea of like, if you can enjoy a game casually and not spend money on it, there's no problem with that. Like,
yeah, it's just that this is one of those gacha games though. Like, it's got loot boxes at the wazoo. So
yeah, but to kind of like transition into my thoughts, he said that you can actually get through like essentially the whole game with just the characters you're given. The gacha mechanics are more to like get the waifus. Like
waifus,
it's the meta
like
of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if you don't care about like getting the elite characters, like basically breaking the game by getting these
or the
way
cute
overpowered
ones,
characters.
Or the cute
Right.
ones and all.
If you just want to play the game and don't care about who your characters are, then like you're good because you have all the elements and stuff covered with the ones you're given by default. You're just paying for like the higher tier, like higher star characters. But I have noticed that myself. I've been spending more time just like wandering. I mean, it is that open world, like Breath of the Wild style, where you try to go to the next objective, but you find 50 things along the way, and then forget what the objective was. And the world is actually pretty interesting. Like, there's a lot of the just like the enemy encampments, where you take out all the enemies, and then a chest spawns with loot. So like it's still a little more satisfying than the random encampments in Zelda, because most of the stuff you get there like doesn't mean anything. But here, because it's like it's a free-to-play loot game, about the only way you can get like the materials and stuff other than buying them is through these chests. So like the grind is the game essentially at that point. Because if you just buy stuff, like you don't really have to do any of that. You can just mainline the story probably. But I do enjoy exploring. There's a lot of things to do between like collectibles to find, random treasure chests like hidden and scattered, their equivalent of shrines essentially, which so far like I'm still in kind of the tutorial shrines of like learning how the different elements interact with each other, but the shrines themselves don't seem to be as like kind of complex physics based. It's more this element combined with this element does this thing.
Yeah.
Use that. So like I miss that that physics system where like the world just reacts to the things you have available, rather than just this is a baked in system, it will always work like this, don't try to do anything else.
I think the combat system in this game is more deep though. Especially
it is. I like some of the combos,
yeah,
and like the skill abilities you have for each character.
Yeah.
But a lot of that is because it's a gacha game. Like, with Zelda, Link has all of the abilities. So, the amount of depth to the combat depends on what abilities you use.
I mean, they could have given him, like, a lightning and fire rod and, like, a earth rod, whatever, or water rod or something. And he could, like, combine all that stuff together to do, like, significant more damage than just attacking.
Sure. They could.
They could have done something like that.
But, like, I've seen some really clever things where people, like, use the game's physics system and stuff to take out enemies in really interesting ways. And so that game's more about the sandbox. This game feels more like it knows, like, it lays out the instructions for you, and you can use those instructions to play how you want.
Yeah, but it's up to you to
than,
discover the different abilities, like melting and stuff like that. Like,
tutorials pop up every time you use that element.
It doesn't really tell you though.
I don't find a lot of like merit from the elemental mixing stuff. I like that each character has their own element, and I like the way you use that for puzzle solving and stuff, because it encourages you to switch between the different characters, which is what a gacha game should do. If it's always just, hey, this character is like infinitely better than the other one, never use them again. Like, there's no point. But at least the different elements means that at least, like, you'll have 6 characters that are always unique from each other. But I'm still unlocking other waifus. I just got Lisa, who is definitely my favorite.
Is that the mage?
The busty librarian witch.
Yeah.
I mean,
she is the best.
aside from just the like massive stereotypes she has on her,
Uh-huh.
I mean that both as an innuendo and the fact that she's a walking stereotype.
Mm.
She's got the electric powers, which I always love electric stuff. It's fun to me. And I like the way that like her attacks are a little weird as far as like interacting with the environment, because it doesn't really do any range until it like hits an enemy and zaps to others. So like if you're trying to break boxes or something, it sucks. But I think that ability or that element interacts with the world in more interesting ways than most of the others do. And so it's really fun to play around with her.
Yeah, apparently lightning is
you know
overpowered in this game.
It definitely, I can see that.
Yeah.
Because like it seems fairly weak, like an attack power, but it just zaps to everyone, and especially if they're in water, like it'll hurt everyone and you if you're also in the water. So yeah, it's really cool how that plays out. Like it feels like it's a more complex physics system than any of the other elements. And I know the game isn't totally done yet. Like there's a new story thing coming out in the near future or whatever. I just wanted to get in now because there was like some founder bonuses or whatever for the first players. So I figured, hey, it's a free-to-play game. I might as well get all the stuff I can.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the next content pack comes out, I'll get more deep into it. But I just kind of wanted to figure out what it is and get through some of the tutorial stuff right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty cool. Like, I'm engaged in, like, the world exploration. More so than, like, the story or characters or anything. I will say, though, like, I compared it to Tales, but, like, art style and, you know, waifu-ness of it, sure, it's kind of like a Tales game. But the voice acting is actually pretty good. Like, surprisingly good for a game of this type.
Yeah, I really like Amber. She's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some well-known voice actors on this game, both English and Japanese.
Mm.
There's actually Korean, Chinese, there's a couple of other languages in there, but if you look at the credits, you might recognize some people.
There hasn't been any voices that like majorly stood out to me, but I just think they're well done. And yes, Amber is definitely a standout, and just like her character's really cool too because she's the only one with a bow.
Yeah.
It's like so far at least, it's like
And
everyone
her doll
has.
is adorable.
Yeah, I haven't found too much utility out of it yet.
Same.
But
It's just cute. It just dances. I'll just throw it out and just like, look at that thing go. Look at you go. Boom.
It's useless. Get out of here.
Yeah, it's kind of a useless ability.
I use it.
I dropped it right on enemies and they still killed me.
I love you,
Like
Amber.
I thought it would fight for me and it didn't.
No,
It
it's
just
just gonna
danced
dance
on their heads.
and distract you. It's just distracting the enemies. That's all it does.
I guess. But yeah, like it's a bunch of like interchangeable swords people and then Amber with her bow. It's kind of random, but I find myself using her more than anything because I can like, you know, get the drop on enemies from afar and take them out before they even reach me. So I wish there was a little bit more like uniqueness in the other characters, and I'm sure you get other ones later.
Yeah. Have you not gotten a different character yet, like from the loot drop?
I got one. The first one you get like by default when you do a wish. What's her name?
Noelle?
Yeah, I got her.
Yeah, I got the guy that does the ice. It's a different guy.
Oh, not Kaya?
No, it's not the story one. It's like this one, the one from the.
I was like,
from
don't
the pole.
you get him already?
No. You get the one from the pole. Apparently, he's really good. He actually casts down like an AOE, where any attack he does is a nice attack, which is pretty.
Huh.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty good. Yeah.
That's get fucked, Kaya.
Yeah.
I like the girl's earth attack. Like she has like an ultimate where her blade becomes basically earth or whatever. And
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. There's also cool.
And her earth shield's pretty overpowered too.
Yeah.
It lasts forever.
Yeah. I think you can even overpower the earth shield at some point, like later on when you get more abilities. But yeah, like I'm liking it. I installed this game on my phone just recently, so I'll probably
How's it play there?
I haven't played it I really haven't tried it. I just installed it, trying to log in. I forgot my login, so it took me a minute.
Damn
there's,
it!
like, a lot of inputs for it to be on the phone.
It's fairly simple. Like you have your two, like you have your like spell ability, and then you have your ultimate, and then you have your basic attack. So,
But as far as like navigating the world,
there's no like double jump or anything. It's just you just tap it once to jump, and then if you're gonna jump off something, you just tap once to glide. It's not.
yeah,
bad.
I found like the controller key bindings not great. Like I tried to play with an Xbox controller so I could, go over to the futon, and like you can't remap the controls.
Oh, that sucks.
And like they were kind of set to weird things that didn't feel intuitive, so I went back to keyboard and mouse. So I guess I feel like there's more.
You got it to
buttons
work
because
with the
it's on a
Xbox
keyboard.
controller? Huh.
Yeah.
I've been using the PS4 controller because that works by default.
I mean, my Xbox controller is plugged in. It's a PC controller.
That's crazy. It wouldn't recognize mine for some reason, so I just use my PS4 controller because, like, well, that way I don't have to plug my Xbox controller from the console. So,
I mean, I think like it recognizes it as just a PC controller, so like it still shows like the default, key inputs or whatever on there.
mm-hmm.
But it works as a controller. I don't know, but I'm waiting for them to put in button remapping, and then I'll probably switch back to controller because I just like if I can fix them, it's better. I think it's a little weird with keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
But I didn't like that you can't remap. But yeah, that's that. And then of course we did
do you remember anything from the weapon system at all or no?
As far as like upgrading them and stuff.
Yeah, like how that works and stuff. Or...
I didn't really understand it. Like I would do just the auto add.
Yeah.
To upgrade it that way, but like it would use all my resources on one weapon, and then I wouldn't be able to do any other upgrading.
Yeah, when I was streaming it, Ninja, a guy from my clan, he's like, "Don't do that." Oh, well, too late. And I'm like, "Oh well." But it seemed like you can upgrade your weapon using like worse versions of that weapon. So like you're just feeding weapons into the weapon to upgrade it. I want to play around with it more, but it seems like duplicates or like crappy versions of that weapon are useful in that way, which is nice.
Yeah, it is nice that like there's a reason to get dupes, like they still have a purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's free. Go try it.
Yeah, it's great for a free game. Like it feels very polished.
Yeah.
And if you're wanting that Breath of the Wild like gameplay loop and don't like have a Switch or whatever, it's a great way to do that.
Yep.
Because it feels very much like a clone.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from that, I speaking of Breath of the Wild, I played some of the Age of Calamity demo. We'll talk about that more in the news, but there is a demo out there for the new Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity game. And it's pretty good. Like it's the most complex like Warriors game they've put out. And I really like that because it feels like it's a Breath of the Wild game first and a Warriors game second. Because it still has that gameplay loop of like going from, like taking out swaths of enemies, going from outpost to outpost, like taking them over, beating the boss, whatever. But there's a lot more objectives, and like the maps feel like the Breath of the Wild maps where they're very open. Yeah. Have a lot of verticality and areas to go to. You can glide off the top of things, and like it's spot on Breath of the Wild. Whereas like I felt like the first Hyrule Warriors was a Warriors game with a Zelda skin on it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because like the art style didn't look like anything specifically Zelda. And like even though it was combining different games together, it felt like it lacked any kind of like clear aesthetic choice. And the objectives and stuff were very basic, like Warriors fare. It was a great game still. Like I loved the clashing of worlds, like just going through the different areas, like remember this. But it felt a little safe. This one, like they're nailing that like Breath of the Wild aspect of it with just fun Warriors combat system.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like it's great so far. I'm really liking it. I was actually just recording some today that I'll put out sometime like next week or something. Um, so that's more of my thoughts like during an actual mission. Um, but I'm liking it a lot. The characters play differently from each other, which is nice. It's not like, you've got like, I mean, obviously you have the same button inputs, but they all kind of have their own like thing that they do.
Yeah, very unique mechanics between characters so far.
Like Impa is probably my favorite so far. And she can like absorb symbols from enemies. So like you tag them with a symbol, and then you go around and like take them off the enemies. And if you get like the three that you need from various enemies, it charges up your next special attack. And like visually, it looks like you just have a bunch of like shadow clones surrounding you, and everything you do is stronger for a while. But when you actually unleash that next attack, it's like super powerful and has a unique animation and all this stuff. So like she has a really satisfying like kind of crowd control system where she's just bopping from enemy to enemy, like teleporting, grabbing their symbols and hurting them and all this. And then Zelda, on the other hand, like basically just uses runes for all of her attacks. So like her normal attack animations are like, throwing out a bomb and like flinging magnesis and all this. And it's a little generic looking because everyone has runes already. So like her attacks being runes and then also having access to use the runes separately is a little weird. But she has a unique thing where her strong attacks will like, for example, leave a bunch of like cryo blocks on the map. And you can hit ZR to like detonate those. And they do like an AoE explosion. So she's got some really cool kind of like tactical elements to her gameplay where you have to kind of like set things up to take out enemies. And it's a little trickier. Like I didn't enjoy playing as her, but I like that they did something different. Link's kind of boring. Like
he's generic sword man.
Yeah. Like I feel like he was better in the last Hyrule Warriors, but a lot of that was because his items were built into his attacks. But now the items are really like their own thing that everyone has access to. So it leaves him feeling kind of generic because in Breath of the Wild, he doesn't really get like the hook shot and all that stuff. So if you put the runes on buttons everyone can do, and you put items like the different rods, which kind of goes back to what you were saying about Breath of the Wild, where like, why don't they just give him, elemental rods he can use? This game has that.
Nice.
It leaves him with like his sword, shield, and shield surfing, which the shield surfing attack never gets old.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, you just kind of like you steer around all these crowds of enemies, and it's great. But there's not a lot to him. I just unlocked the individual missions for each of the champions, so I'm excited to jump into those. I like that it opens like you can do them in any order.
Just like the game. Just like Breath of the Wild.
Exactly. But I quit when I was recording because like the missions are long. Like you do a lot. And I like that the objectives are a little bit more varied. Like there was one point when you had to activate like latent guardian towers and use them to fight other guardians. Because they're too strong for you to take on yourself. So it kind of gave it like a tactical approach. If like you can't just go up and kill the guardian, like you've got to run around the map, like run away from the guardian, which is hard in itself for anyone that's played Breath of the Wild, and find each of those, and they do like a powerful shot against the guardian, and you weaken it enough that you can go down and attack it and finish it off. And of course, along the way, there's waves of enemies and outposts, and the usual stuff is there. But it's also cool because different enemies will drop items for you, like the whiz robes. The elemental whiz robes will drop like the fire rod, ice rod, electric rod, which were items in Breath of the Wild, by the way. They were just weapons that had durability, just like anything else, so they weren't that useful. Yeah, and then also different enemies have like weakness points where it'll flash like a rune symbol over their head. So it'll say like, use magnesis now to get an advantage on this enemy. And like if you activate that rune at that time, it'll like, you know, grab their weapon or something like that, because it's like it's showing that they're susceptible to it at that moment.
Right.
Like spinning enemies, if you use stasis on them, you can like, you know, use that momentum and spin them away past like a bunch of other enemies and stuff. So there's a lot of really cool strategy to it. And then of course there's like dodges and all that fancy stuff. A lot of it's like kind of context sensitive button presses at the right moment. Like I've noticed when you're doing aerial attacks, you can combo into the paraglider.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah. So like there's a lot to the game. Like a lot. I had seen some of the gameplay trailers and stuff, but there's more to it than I even realized on the combat side. And it's super cool. And like the rest of it is pretty basic Warriors stuff. Like they put the character upgrade system, like they took it out of just like a normal menu that you know go in and put points into stuff, and they turned it into like side quests that you complete on the actual like Breath of the Wild world map. So you might do like a cooking challenge, which is just, you know, turn in materials that you've gained in the level. Like it's nothing special, but you do that and then you get like a new recipe you can make. Or you'll do like a specific battle challenge, where you have to like beat certain types of enemies within a time limit or something like that. And that'll give you like a special weapon or something. And like your character upgrades, like your new combos and stuff, come from these side quests too. And so it's like it makes it feel more like a living world, since you're not just going into a menu and unlocking things. You're actually like completing challenges for people, and that's helping your reputation in that area. So it's still just, you know, you're clicking things on a map and things happen. Like it's not exciting, but it feels like something more in depth than what they've done before. That's pretty much all I've got on that one. This, like I said, it's a very deep game, so I feel like I could talk about it for a while.
You didn't talk about R2-D2.
Oh yeah, the little guardian guy. He's super cute.
Yeah, he's literally R2-D2.
Yeah, he's basically R2-D2.
Without spoiling it, because if you play open cutscene, it kind of spoils what the plot's gonna be about. But
Which I loved.
Yeah, it's great. I didn't expect that at all.
Right.
But he beeps and whistles, and I'm like, oh my god, he's R2.
And he's a good version of the bad guys. Like,
yeah, it's great. Oh, I love it. Love that little bitch.
Yeah, he's super cool. At first, I thought he was going to be a playable character, like when they were
Maybe
showing
he
him
will
in
be.
early trailers and stuff. That would be awesome.
Maybe he will be. Maybe he's just a deep unlock. Who knows?
Maybe.
Kick ass of that R2-D2.
But yeah, and then finally, we played a little bit more Dying Light. Still streaming that every week. And it seems like we're fairly close to the end.
Yeah.
Like, Thomas said that his completed game was at like 46% or something.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah.
Because a lot of the completion percentage comes from like the side quests and stuff. So like the actual main story is just like 40-something%.
Yeah.
And we're at like 37, I think, right now.
When we were playing earlier, like even during the stream, I'm like, I think we're near the end. Like I remember these beats, like, so it has to be somewhere near the end. Because I don't remember anything in the beginning or midway through. Come on.
Yeah. So it'd be kind of cool if we beat it next week.
That would be, yeah, that would be great.
So that's gonna be our goal, because like I would not have expected to ever beat this game. Like, I literally just put out a video today on like the best horror games I've played, and all of those games are ones that I figured I'd never beat, but I still love. So I'm about to like make the video I just put out obsolete already.
Great.
Whoops.
Oh well.
But I did say like it's better because it's co-op. I don't have to do the scary stuff. But that's what I was gonna say here is like I'm actually really enjoying playing through it. Not just because like we have fun together, but also because like I'm seeing this game without having to actually do the scary stuff.
And I'm in.
So like I hang back and I'm like, all right, go ahead. And you know, he'll take care of it, and then like it'll have an option to like teleport to the person at the objective. So I don't have to deal with like the scary night stuff and whatnot. And it's great. It's the best way to play the game. I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. Like I like when you jump down that elevator shaft. I had no idea. I didn't remember that at all. And I look at this thing to see you fall and die. Oh, it was great.
You did it too.
I didn't die. I rezzed you.
True, but you fell.
I did fall. I tried jumping and grabbing the sides because I thought I could grab the sides.
Yeah,
and...
the problem is like you're supposed to grab the rope.
Yeah.
But like it doesn't prompt for like, climb or grab or whatever until you're actually in the elevator. So you can't just like, reach out and grab it from the landing. You have to jump. So it's just like leap of faith and then like quickly notice the button prompt.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't very clear on how to do that part. Because as someone who's played this game for like, I don't know, 70 hours or something, I thought you just climbed the sides of the elevator shaft because that's what the sides look like. But I guess that's not what you're supposed to do.
I mean, maybe you can.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I think that's me. I can't think of anything else right now.
Ben.
I mean, I had the developer behind Dendara comment on my video and said he liked it, so that's kind of the fucking highlight of my week. Like that shouldn't happen to me. Like, why did that happen to me? I don't know, but I'm very blessed that it happened to me. It's just like, I'm gonna upload this. And yeah, even the composer commented on the YouTube video itself. So my Dendara video is live.
That's awesome.
So
nice.
Yeah, like it's weird. I'm like, what the fuck?
Those indies love that people cover their games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a nobody though. That's the thing. You would think
it doesn't matter.
Somebody with. Yeah, it's
you're
it's great.
Somebody.
They're nobodies too. You know?
You're somebody now.
Yeah. You're somebody to them because you love their game.
Yeah, well, let's see if I can replicate something when I cover Outer Worlds in a couple weeks. I doubt it, but we'll see. But that doesn't matter. But yeah, that was the highlight of my week.
You'll at least get a QA tester.
Yeah, I feel weird if I was like, hey, can you like, no, I'm not gonna do that. No, just gonna put it out in the ether and just whatever.
Whatever happens.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm just doing these for my own self-esteem at this point. But as for what I played, I have officially conquered Doom Eternal. It is done. I am the Slayer. Oh, fuck this game sometimes.
Slayer of Sin.
Oh my god. Listen, this game...
Rip and tear your heart out.
Yeah, this game... Rip and tear my insanity out, more like it. This game is good. This game has a fun loop. This game has awesome badass music that makes me feel powerful, especially when I have to deal with bullshit at work, and I can just shotgun demons and glory kill them and loop-de-loop.
Yeah.
But then, look, I am stubborn. I'm an idiot. Where I will not lower difficulty because I don't play on hard. I play on normal. I should never have to lower it to easy. And I think that's two games that this and Curse of the Moon 2 I've thought about lowering it to normal, but no, my stubborn ass resisted. But with this game, so I wasn't having a problem at all with this game until I got past the BFG segment and onto the where the what's the con maker or whatever, the clan maker or something, the villain, the big bad, not the sin eater. What's the entity's thing you fight? The original sin, the first sin. I don't know. It's something sin.
Just keep talking.
Yeah. So like
I don't know.
But you fight the con maker, which I got the infinite. I died so many times to that boss. I got the uploaded armor, which made it so much easier. Like, I was pretty much just taking my time, taking my shots. I couldn't get the meat hook to work. It was so frustrating. The boss fights are the worst part of this game.
What was the boss's name?
The con maker, I think.
Con maker.
I don't remember the
Okay,
whatever the one.
Yeah. Con maker. Let me see what this is.
Yeah.
So I remember.
The boss fights are the worst part of this game. I'm sorry.
Oh, this thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's such. You got her primordial guard, which comes around that you can hit them anywhere, but the game emphasizes, hey, use the sniping mod on your assault rifle to hit them for bigger damage. And you get a shit ton of rewards for that, actually, which is actually really nice. But it's so chaotic. The bosses in this game go so much against like the overall game's messaging, and it throws me off. With the exception of the first boss, which is the one that's on the levitator. That's the only one that I felt like I'm still doing the loop of running around like that. The Marauder, which fuck you, id Software. I'm sorry. And when there was a segment, and so I got to the final mission, which is the final sin. It's called the final sin, and you're pretty much fighting through these high cross buildings, which not the most. I'm not gonna lie, the levels weren't exactly the best. Levels are when you're like on the exotic locations, but when you're on Earth, it kind of sucks. I won't lie, from a visual standpoint, not from a design. Running through them is great, but visually looking at them, they're kind of boring. But except for like the demons make it, but. So I got to this segment, and there's a shit ton of enemies, and then out of nowhere, seemingly out of nowhere, because like, you could just be looking out, the fucking Marauder comes in. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I think you have to what fight two at the same time, right?
No, I never fought that. That's in the DLC,
Okay.
actually. That's in the DLC where you fight two at the same time. But I fought him, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. I let my guard down, and I'm like, oh shit, enemies are still spawning. And then the fucking game sends a summoner after me. Like, are you kidding me? So I die to that, which means I have to do the whole map all over again, and I have to fight the Marauder all over again. I'm like, oh Lord Jesus, help me. So I just lowered it to easy mode, and even then, I will tell you right now, easy mode, you can't play that game carelessly. You can't. Like, you will get your ass kicked like a lot. Like the only thing that changes is not the enemies on screen. The amount of enemies on screen stays the same. The only thing that changes is how much damage they do and how much damage when they do their heavy attacks. But if you're careless and you're not like trying somewhat confident, you will die on easy mode. You just
gotta watch your armor and your health.
Pretty much. Yeah. And I kind of hate that the game mocks you for it. I never really was a fan of that. I get it, macho, whatever. I just don't like that. But so I switched to it, and it made him. I kind of wish I switched to it once I got to like before, because on Tuesday night, I stayed up to like 1:32 in the morning doing one fucking arena. And I just wouldn't switch. I just kept going. And eventually I did it. I'm like, I did it. I kept playing, and I had momentum going. And I'm like, okay, that's the break point. I'm done. And I got so good at killing Marauders, I eventually started calling myself Marauder 6. I'm like, oh, come on, bitch. I know the role. I know it. But then that last Marauder, like, you have projectile enemies hitting you. You have this fucking panther coming at you. I know it sounds like I'm hating on the game. I'm not. I love this game. I love everything about it. But there's caveats to it, man.
It's just like, I don't know, those parts feel like someone that doesn't like fun decided to put these things in there. You know?
Yeah, like,
it's
again,
like you're having a really good time, and then you hit these like boss points where these enemies are just not fun to fight.
Right. The game, once I got to the final sin, initially it started off pretty fine enough, right? Pretty well enough, like where I felt like still like a badass. But making enemies that were bosses into regular enemies that you run into, namely the Marauder. The other ones are not so much of a big deal to me.
Yeah.
But namely the Marauder, just because you have to change your gameplay. The other bosses you can kind of get away with run, shoot, armor, glory kill. You know, you can get away with that.
Like the
Marauder
bosses in the beginning, like the pinkies and stuff, that's all like classic Doom enemies. So,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know what they're like. These new ones are new to the game. Like, they haven't been in any other Doom games, and it shows.
Yeah. Yeah, and apparently, like, I just like it's like I said, the Marauder. I will say when you first fight it, that fight is cool. I will not say that because just because of the lore, the setting, how badass he looks. Like, it's great. I'm not gonna lie, that's fucking awesome. The second I saw it comes back multiple times. I'm like, or they come back multiple times. Mm-hmm. I just got frustrated, man. So don't. What I'm saying is, don't be afraid to turn down difficulty. Just do it. Do it for your health. Don't burst a blood vessel like I almost did, because god damn it, I almost got there.
Just play it on normal until you hit the Marauder, and then switch it to easy, because that's what I did.
See, I didn't even do that. I beat every single Marauder up until Final Sin. I beat on normal mode. Like in the Marauder, the Marauder didn't give me problems until I figured out, okay, run away, armor, take out the enemies. I got that loop. But the Marauder and the Final Sin, you had enemies shooting at you. You had the flyers who's throwing vomit at you, acid vomit at you. I'm like, okay, this is too much. And this fucking panther shows up out of nowhere. The panther's too much. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that should be deleted from the game.
Yeah.
Like, you already have him shotgunning me at short range. You already have him lasering me at far range. You have
him immune
mean.
until you can only do certain attacks at certain
times. It's only you only use a super shotgun on this guy. Nothing else is gonna work. You can try it, but it's not gonna work. The super shotgun is the fastest way to kill him.
What do you think about that sword though?
Sword is badass. Sword is really cool. I plan my routes on like, okay, once I figured out a room, I'm like, okay, take you up to sword. Like I usually save it for the bigger enemies, like the what's the big tall fucking demon called?
The cyber demons.
You know what I'm. Not the cyber demon, but the one who's like 8 feet tall, and he shoots like missiles at you. I don't remember, but I would always
the skeleton thing. No,
I don't remember. Maybe whatever. It's like the really tall.
Skeleton.
They're like bulk. They're like huge. Huge.
I don't know.
They're like 20 feet tall or something like that, but they're huge. But I would always take them out with the sword. The sword is so cool. And I even like the idea of having it 3 uses because it makes it okay. It's because if you have that weapon forever, you would just use it forever.
Well, when you go back and play on it with infinite ammo, you just use it forever.
Yeah, I might just do a run just for cathartic music. Like,
that's what I did. I just went through like the first level with the sword and just sliced everything up.
I think I'd enjoy the game more with infinite ammo.
Yeah.
Like, just treating it like an arcade game where you just go through blowing everything up and not having to worry about the consequences.
Yeah.
Because I hate running out of ammo. It's not fun.
It's really fun with infinite ammo.
I get that, but I love my loop where chainsaw, glory kill armor, glory kill chainsaw. I love that loop.
I'll still do that because it's fun, but like I don't want it to be required.
Taste the rainbow. Every time I did the chainsaw, I went taste the rainbow, bitch. It's just thank you. Is that Skittles? Thank you, Skittles.
Yeah,
Happy
Skittles.
Halloween. So yeah. That was pretty much the big thing that I played. But the complete opposite, the duality of man, I played a lot of Pokemon this week. I played a lot of not a lot. I played a good amount of Pokemon.
You're still fighting monsters.
Yeah, I'm still fighting them, capturing them, befriending them this time. Yeah, I actually finally beat the Isle of Armor stuff, like the main story stuff at least. It's like I really enjoyed that stuff. It was really cool. I chose the Tower of Waters, which gives Kubfu, makes him Urshifu, which makes him fighting water, because I found that more interesting than fighting dark. I feel like there's too many fighting dark types, or at least like I know Pangoro's the only one I can think of, but there's probably others. But fighting water, the only one I can think of is Poliwrath, and Poliwrath is cool, so I want that. And Urshifu, he gets a move. Oh my god! So number one, you fight the mustard guy again, the leader of the dojo, and you only fight him with Kubfu. God damn, you better be ready for that fight. Put on a Rocky Helm is what I'm saying, because you're probably gonna win with luck. But when you evolve him into Urshifu, at least in the water tower, he gets a signature move called Surging Strikes, which is a water move, and it hits 2 to 5 times, but it's pretty much like the Japanese anime, what's it called, where it's like you are already dead, where he just touches you and you're dead.
Fist of the North Star.
Yeah, it's like Fist of the North Star. He does that, like he'll just like punch you like da 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 da, and he'll either hit 2 to 5 times, and but it's so visually cool looking. It's so badass.
Ben, did you know that the Yakuza guys made a game for Fist of the North Star?
Yes, I'm aware they made a Fist of the North Star game. I am aware.
I've been playing it.
I'm not a Fist of the North Star fan. I just know that show. A friend of mine's a huge fan of it.
It's just really fun killing them in all those ways, and then they're like, he actually says the line like constantly.
Oh my god! Yeah, I think you were already dead. I love it. That's so badass. But I had realized I never beat the main post game stuff for Pokemon, because you actually can't beat the Isle of Armor stuff without beating the post game. And I stopped. I think I stopped the post game because All Iron had come out, and I was I kind of Pokemon others were coming out, but I beat it, and it was actually really nice because Hop, your little rival buddy, has a nice little character arc by the end of the game. Like minor spoilers, but part of the whole game is you see him like struggle with his identity by being in the shadow of his brother, and it's not done in like the deepest of ways, but it's there where like he's like, I want to be as strong as my brother, but then he gets his ass beaten several times throughout the journey by BD, by you, by these two Sword and Shield assholes who are trying to unleash more Dynamax Pokemon.
Yeah, because he sucks.
Yeah, he's fine. But I love that at the end of it, he's like, I know what I want to do with my life. And I found that really cool. Like, he had a fucking journey. Like I know people want asshole trainers and everything, and you had that with Beatty, but I love that I got to see, I didn't get like Walking Dead teary-eyed, but I got a little misty. I'm like, oh, he's growing up a little bit.
You got a little misty, huh?
Yeah, I got a little misty.
Little misty.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yes, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. But
I'm not.
Then once I did that, and actually Hop is actually on the Isle of Armor once you beat the post game, so he'll show up there like naturally if you beat the post game and then go to Isle of Armor, he'll show up there eventually. And then you fight the Mustard, that's his name, in one final battle, and it's really cool. He's really hard. Like, he's difficult. Like, people complaining Pokemon games are too easy. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? This guy nearly kicked my ass. I had to fight him twice. I haven't felt this much challenge since I played like Gen 1 back in 1993 or 95, whatever. I don't know the years. Time is a construct.
Just to quickly fact check you, there's actually only one each of Fighting Dark and Fighting Water.
Right.
But there's technically two more Dark Fighting, which are Scraggy and Scrafty.
Okay, I didn't know. I just had a feeling there was more like, that was a more common type, either switch to reverse than say water fighting or fighting water.
No, I looked it up because I thought that like the Crab Brawler, like that new one, was water fighting. But
no, I
guess it's just fighting.
Yeah, it's just fighting. There's an octopus in this game, in Pokemon Sword and Shield, that should be water fighting, but it's only fighting, and I don't understand that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so like, well...
That's actually who I was getting confused with Crab Brawler, but yeah, that one's also just fighting.
Yeah, and I named him Octogeef and everything, you know?
Yeah.
Give him, like, Zangief moves. Like, no, he's just water. And I gave him water moves, but he doesn't get the bonus from it. He still gets damage. But now Urshifu covers that for me, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to use him. And I nicknamed my Urshifu Ryu because he has a headband, because of course, I'm a fucking nerd. Although, I really should have named him Sagat, because he poses like a Muay Thai fighter. I'm like, I should have just named you Sagat. Like, maybe I'll change his name because I can do that. But I like Ryu on it because he's the warrior.
I'd probably go Fighting Water too. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, his strike move is really badass. Look at, but and last thing I'll talk about, because I want to talk about my experience with Age of Calamity, just a moment. But I started the Crown of Tundra stuff, and I've explored. It's as big. I think it's as big as the Isle of Armor. But what I kind of criticized about Isle of Armor was that it didn't feel natural. Like, it kind of felt like laid out like too. This is a weird criticism, but like too gamey. Like, here's the wetlands, here's the beach, here's the desert, here are the caves. Versus Crown of Tundra. It feels more like a natural environment that I'm going through, and I'm going through these. I'm actually seeing the Pokemon in their environment versus looking at a amusement park, if that's the word I'm looking for. Like, if like Isle of Armor felt like an attraction, versus this one I feel like I'm invading on their territory, which is cool. It felt more natural. And my favorite part of it is, and I kind of stayed away from all like the trailers and stuff. Like, I knew we were getting like new legendaries, like the Zapdos, like the birds and the Reggies. But like the story itself within the Crown of Tundra is centered around the legendaries, and that's one of my favorite parts of Pokemon is the lore with the legendaries and how the myth of them is tied in with like society currently that Pokemon is. I eat that shit up so much. And so just to let everybody know, if you played Isle of Armor, one of the things you have to do is you have to find Diglets, Alolan Diglets that are really fucking hard to see in Isle of Armor. This one has the same thing too, but except I think it's supposed to be for the Regis, the new Regis, where you have to like track them and you'll see like little footprints or little spots on the ground, and like each time you track adds up like 2%. So you're tracking down the Regis. There's a big tree you can go to, and you see Galar Zapdos running through there, and they basically fly off to other parts of the region that you have to go into. So you actually have to go back to the Isle of Armor and then the main, the normal wild area, the first wild area. So I like that, but I also like the wild area is just such a cool fucking idea. Just seeing them walk around, like just seeing a fucking huge ass Snorlax not sleeping and just walking around like, I'm here, I'm hungry, just so cool. And I caught my my ice dinosaur, Amura, which I love that thing. I love it, so pretty. Pokemon. Yeah, exactly. But it sucks in battle because it's 4 times weakness to fighting, to rock. I'm like, why, Pokemon?
It's so pretty though.
Yeah, exactly. It's so pretty. But also you can catch your Tyrant there. And not Tyranitar, whatever its evolved form called, the T-Rex of it. You can capture that too as well. I think it's called Tyrant, the baby, the little form.
I think it does a Tyranitar.
No, Tyranitar's No, Tyranitar is a Gen 2 Pokemon. I can't remember what the...
Talking about the baby version, or what?
No. Tyrant is the baby T-Rex, and then you can actually capture its evolved form in real time. But the last thing I'll say about the Crown of Tundra before I give my time is the first thing you do is you do the new Pokemon dens, where... this is kind of weird. I don't know how to feel about it yet, but you can't take your own Pokemon into these specific dens. You have to rent these Pokemon, and they give a story reason why, and I still don't like it. But you rent a Pokemon of your choosing, like one of 3 choices, I think, and you and your friends, or you could do it with NPCs, and you basically go through like a network tunnel. And then you have choices. Do you go this direction, and it tells you the typing. And based on what and you can basically decide, okay, it doesn't ever give dual typing because I think that make it too easy. But it gives you the signal like, this is an electric type Pokemon. This is a water Pokemon. And you can like, okay, well, I have an electric Pokemon that's water, but then it's like water ground. So then you're fucked, right? You fight Whiscash. But at the end of it, you fight a legendary. And my first legendary was Suicune. I don't know if that's like... everybody, it sounds like it is, but the one caveat is that you can capture the Pokemon you beat them. So like I captured Amura's evolved form because like, oh, okay, I can get like its evolved form now. That's neat. But then after you capture the legendary, you can capture all the Pokemon, but you're only allowed to keep one. So you have to choose which Pokemon you want to keep. And like, of course you're going to choose the legendary. Right?
Unless it's one you already have.
Yeah, but like, what if I run into a, I don't know, a Caesar? Just an example. Like, you run into a Caesar, and then like, there's a legendary that's also you want. Like, that's a tough choice. I don't know why I can't just keep them all. Like, it feels weird that like I can't keep them all. I think it's a neat idea visually, although the frame rate shits to bed when you're looking from the perspective of like going from den to den. But I think it's cool. Like, I know these games were quote unquote controversial by a certain set of people who are clowns, but when I boot these games up, whether it's in TV mode or handheld mode when I'm on the bus, I just feel so fucking happy. And I'll occasionally just turn around to my Amura and just like I named her. It's a her, so I named her Bellissima, which is beautiful in Italian because that's what she is. She's beautiful. I was like, Bellissima, come here. It's so pretty. So like I just love doing that, and she'll smile. It's great. Yeah, I can't wait to play more. I'm gonna capture all the legendaries. I haven't done it since the Sapphire one, the remake that we got a couple years ago, several years ago at this point. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm very excited. Thank you. Like seriously, this is exactly what I wanted. The whole region is not cold though. That's my only nitpick. It's a minor nitpick. It doesn't affect it, but only like the starting area is like cold and like wintry. Then you'll get out to the plains and then it's like regular like grassland, which is fine because it's still very. I think it looks pretty, but I kind of wish the whole area was ice and winter. But
I mean, it would just be an entire area of ice Pokemon. Then that's not interesting.
not necessarily, because in the opening area, you'll see there's Audinos there, there's a Snorlax there, there's non-ice Pokemon there too. Actually, and it makes sense because they're kind of burly, so they could handle the cold. But I get what you're saying. But I love ice themed things in games, so I kind of expected it to be all snow, and it's not. It's fine, whatever. It's a minor nitpick, but I'm happy that it's here, and it's giving me lots of joy.
Nice.
Let it snow. Let it snow. Okay. What have I been playing? I guess the only thing of note for me to say is that I've tried out Ghost Runner. And for those of you that might not know what it is, it's a first-person run-based game. You're just completing levels from getting from point A to point B while killing everyone along the way. It's kind of like a first-person version of Katana Zero. And Katana Zero was one of those games as well as run-based. Like, you're clearing screens, trying to get from point A to point B. But this looks absolutely amazing. Like, the graphical detail on it is amazing. It's got that cyberpunk feel to it, an aesthetic to it, and you're just running and sliding and jumping and sword slashing. Like, you kill everyone in one hit. You can slow down time to dodge bullets. I really have not played it for all that long. I've only finished the first level, but it's really cool, and I want to see what else they have in store. But apparently this game isn't very long. People are speedrunning it now because, speedrunner community. And people are finishing it in like an hour and a half. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing more of that. As for like other stuff, it's just like little things here and there. Like I played a little bit of Tony Hawk over the weekend. Got past the subway level. And I think the competition after that. I'm just having a really good time just doing McTwists in the air and 900s and stuff. It's a lot of fun. It's like Tony Hawk, man. Like, if you're just having a bad time and you just want to have a good pick-me-up, just play a couple levels of Tony Hawk. You're back.
Good stuff.
Yeah. It's one of those
games. It's kind of rage-inducing for me, but
is it?
A little bit. Because when I fail at the competitions, because it seems like the scoring's kind of random, it makes me mad.
Yeah.
Or when that. I've finished all of the challenges I can easily do, and I have to do the others, and I spend a whole 2-minute run getting nothing achieved because I keep getting this close to multiple different objectives.
Yeah,
it gets annoying.
I just I don't know. I find it cathartic of just going into a level, not expecting to do anything, and just seeing what kind of tricks I can pull off and what kind of grinds I can do. I find it cathartic in that way. If I do a free skate, or if I just even load up the map, I just see if I could grind off of here and then manual and then flip off of this and then do a vert.
See, I try to finish the objectives, so it's a little. I think it's just a difference in.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I actually have to force myself to try to do those other things, but when I just want to relax, I just free skate. Yeah, that's it. I haven't played anything else really this week. It's been not a video game week for me, I guess.
No.
I'm hopefully gonna finish off Evil Within 2 tomorrow on Halloween. That'd be pretty fitting.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'm planning to play Sekiro, and I would like to have someone with me when I'm playing that, but I'm not sure how that's gonna work out with time schedules. But...
Did you know that Shadows only die twice in that game?
Really?
Did you know that?
Shadows die twice in that game.
Did you know?
Do I have to double tap them?
Yes.
Did you know?
Did you know? Okay.
Get ready to die, bitch.
All right. So we'll move on into the news. Before that, let's have a quick commercial break if I can find the right window.
All right, naked time. Let's go.
All right, 60-second break. I'm gonna go grab a drink.
Why did you say news like it was a question?
News?
News? I am Ron Burgundy.
Let's go to the news.
That would be a genius idea, right? Ron Burgundy does a podcast in 2020.
I think he does.
Does he? Like,
I'm
as
pretty
Ron Burgundy
sure.
or just Will
Yeah,
Ferrell?
I'm pretty sure Will Ferrell's doing a podcast as Ron Burgundy.
Hmm.
Let me look it up. I think I saw it somewhere. Podcast. The
Wait.
Ron Burgundy podcast.
No,
Yeah,
Wow.
that's not a thing.
yeah, it is.
Apparently it's a thing.
Will Ferrell reprises his role as Ron Burgundy in his brand new Ron Burgundy podcast. Each episode has a different theme into which Ron engages in conversation with another notable person on the topic at hand. In true Ron Burgundy fashion, these conversations have a tendency to go off the rails, and we find out things about people we never knew we wanted to know. It's run for 4 seasons.
4 seasons.
Yeah. It started January of last year,
Okay.
and the most recent episode was 2 weeks ago.
Wow. That's crazy. I don't think I'll give that a listen, even though I like Anchorman.
Yeah. I was almost certain I'd heard about that, but I wanted to make sure it wasn't a fever dream. So that's our first news topic.
Yeah. I am Ron Burgundy. Anyways.
We are Charge Shot Gamescast?
What was I thinking of? Oh yeah, so just to like go back to Tony Hawk real quick. I think I find it peaceful in the way that people that play Tetris find that peaceful. Well, I find that super stressful, and so I guess that's kind of where I am on that. But yeah, let's get into the news.
I learned that one of my coworkers has spent his quarantine time, working from home, whatever, becoming really good at Tetris, and has actually like made money playing it
What?
Nice.
in his free time.
Crazy.
Because he plays it
notice
enough,
it?
like there's like competitions you can do like on a mobile app or something like that, or like a website. I don't know, but you get like a few bucks, for how high you get, but it's like you're playing against people all over the world, and if you get like in the top 10, top 5, whatever, of all the people, you earn like a big jackpot, and if you get like into the hundreds, you get like a few bucks.
So what's the buy-in for this?
I don't know.
I'm
He just said he's made
there-
a little bit of money off of it.
I'm just kidding.
There is a Tetris. Well, before COVID, last year, every year at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, they would host the Tetris World Championships there. Like, yeah. So it's a thing.
Nerds.
My boy James Chan commentates that, and he makes that shit hype as fuck.
All right. Speaking of hype as fuck, Nintendo Direct Mini.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
Shadow drop that shit.
All right,
So many shadow drops.
You guys talk about Nintendo Direct.
You lead this one because it's more your stuff.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, it was actually I woke up I think I just was like this isn't real. So god damn it. So yeah, basically we got a couple just overlay on some things. I wasn't expecting to lead this, I'm sorry. We got some updates on Brave Default 2. They showed some of the classes or asterisks as they're called in the Brave Default world. They showed off the bard, a couple, they're all in there. But then we also finally got a confirmed release date for it. It is not coming out this year. Just, I think a lot of us suspected it's not going to come out this year. But it's coming out February 2021. So not that far off. It'll be a good early first quarter game. Hopefully COVID doesn't delay it any further. So that's going to be neat. We get some more we get the characters' names. We meet some of the opposition, which is pretty cool. Apparently they got over 20,000 responses in their survey from the first demo, which I never tried. I kind of didn't want to because I want to go into the game fresh, but that's fine. I still think the game looks gorgeous.
I did try the demo and I submitted to the survey, And I'm glad that one of the things they mentioned was the difficulty, because like I couldn't beat the demo. Like you'd get one asterisk holder, and he's like impossible. I think I talked about it on the show. And so I'm hoping it's not just like the difficulty settings, because I don't want to just play on easy. Like I want to play it normal. I just want normal to be beatable.
Yeah, trust me, the first radio default was hard as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm looking at one boss in particular. Then we got an announcement of Story of Seasons Pioneers of Olive Town, I believe. Looks nice, little farming simulator game. I'm not really into that, but it's there. It looks nice. Presentation looks nice.
I think it looks good for a Story of Seasons game. Like, just to take over real quick. I'm surprised because they just put out Friends of Mineral Town like last July or this July, because I got it from my wife. I should know. But I guess like since that was a remake, they were probably working on both at the same time. And this one looks a little bit more unique. Like I like that it's like you're rehabbing a overgrown forest, and you can kind of like create whatever space you want. So if you want to just have like endless croplands, you can. If you want to mostly have like coops and cow pens, what's
a ranch? Just a ranch.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. You could do that. You could have a mix of both. Like the customization aspect, where like you put down roads and stuff like that. It takes me back to Harvest Moon: A New Beginning, which is like my favorite one, and it also kind of gives me like Sims vibes. The art style seems a little different too, like a little more kind of grown up. So yeah, it was a surprise announcement, but I'm pretty excited for it.
Yeah. Then after that, we get an announcement of a seemingly tower defense / like seemingly Civ game called Surviving the Aftermath, which I'm not a fan of that title. It just kind of seems generic. Looks okay. If you're into that kind of genre. Looks fine enough. Looks too chaotic for me, not the kind of game I'd play, but it's there. It's coming spring 2021. Then we got some more big news coming after that. It seems like we got some footage of Immortals: Phoenix Rising. I hope this is Switch footage that they showed, because if it's not, it's a fucking lie, Ubisoft. But it looks great. Yeah, I hope it is, because if it is, it's amazing that they're able to make it run this smoothly. They showed some more stuff. I was actually kind of wowed with it because of how huge this world looks. I know a lot of criticism, Ubisoft gets a lot of criticism for their games, but it's cool. It's available. It's going to be available December 3rd, 2020, along the rest of the other launches. So I know some people were trepidatious about the launch coming out being pushed back or something, but it's not. So it's coming out the same day as all the other versions, so that's cool. After that, there's a couple of titles that they show off. The Bakugan game, the one that everybody got hyped. Everybody thought it was another game, but it's not. Then there's this game coming out, this card game that's basically a card game and roguelike, aka the two fucking genres I can't stand the most, so I will never play this game at all. But it looks cool. The art style looks really cool. I will not lie about that. Its aesthetics are really pleasing, so shout outs to the art direction team. Then there's a Calypso Media, which is like I guess you're like a dictator on an island, and you run it, so that's coming out. And then the big one, the really big one, or one of the big ones, Hitman, the newest Hitman game is coming to Nintendo Switch, but not in the way you were thinking. It is coming via cloud. So if any of those remember, in Japan, Resident Evil, they did a cloud version of Resident Evil 7, which basically means you have to be connected to the internet to play the game. In Japan, it worked well, and you could technically still download it on the American eShop because, hey, it's region free, but it's not going to run well on you depending on your internet service provider. But then the other big surprise, and because Hitman didn't give a release date, Control, one of Thomas's favorite games from last year, is officially out on Nintendo Switch. It's out. It came out the same day it was Direct. It is the cloud version. It is the Ultimate Edition, so it does come with the 2 DLC expansion packs. With that being said, it has some caveats. Again, you have to be connected to the internet. It makes you play a 5-minute demo, no combat situation, just basically the opening where she walks into the building.
It's so stupid.
And then it just ends. And you have 2 options. This is coming from me playing the demo. I didn't want to talk about it in the news in the game part because I want to talk about the news part. You have the option to play it with enhanced quality or enhanced graphics. I chose enhanced quality. I always assume my internet sucks, but for me it ran fine. But at the end of the demo, because you can't buy the game until you quote unquote test it. And it's $40, same price as the Ultimate Edition everywhere. But even after you do the test version, the game stresses just because the game is working now does not guarantee that the game will work later on due to your internet connection. So bear that in mind when you buy. Bear in mind if you want to play Control. Honestly, if you have like me, I'm fortunate this year where I bought an Xbox, I will not be buying this version. But we got some after that. Controversy aside.
I want to say though that the demo, like it being just the part where you just walk in and then you find a director and you pick up his gun and then that's it. Like there's no like combat situation. There's no like
there's no way to
test.
I watched a side-by-side video of the performance version versus the graphics version, and it goes into like you pick up the gun and it goes into the combat tutorial.
Yeah.
And then it ends.
No, my game just ended.
Yeah,
Mine
just ends
ended
in the demo for him.
Huh.
Yeah, I think it's time-based.
You probably watched like someone that actually was playing the game, like the full game.
No,
it was the demo.
Because it said demo. Yeah,
I think it's.
It might be time-based.
Time-based. I don't think it's. Because I walked around because it's a game where like you read the dossier, so that's what I did. So I think it's time-based. That's honestly probably why.
That would make more sense.
All right.
I do think that's kind of bullshit. It should be you should let me do a combat situation no matter what and just end it. By the way, you couldn't play this game this demo initially because the servers were in line for 2020. That's future gaming, everybody. So it's there. Buy with caution is what I'll say. If you have no other way to play Control and you want to play it, buy with caution or wait for a low as fuck sale. Because you do not own the game even if you buy it for this version.
Yeah, I would say just wait for a sale on Epic Game Store, and they give you a free $15 voucher like every some odd month.
I mean,
so
not everyone has a computer. Some people only have a Switch. But these games are being delivered to you directly by Cloud Strife, so that's pretty cool.
It's all dependent on your internet
it's the cloud
version. Though. That's the thing. That's my problem with it. It's like because
like he might be kind of slow to delivering it to you, but he'll get it to you.
It's gonna. I guarantee you, a lot of people like. Sure, it's great. It's that people can play the game. If I did not have an Xbox, I would contemplate buying this version. But I know I'm not the only. I'm fortunate to be in that situation where I have an alternative way to play Control. I'm just saying, buy with beware, and that's all I'm saying. But after that, to jubilacious news, we were seemingly going to get news on No More Heroes 3, but we're actually not getting any info on No More Heroes 3. It's still delayed to 2021.
But there was a new trailer.
There was a new trailer. I wasn't going to go over that. They just showed new stuff. It's kind of hard to talk about a No More Heroes trailer when you should just see it for yourself.
It's weird.
Yeah,
I like that it's like alien superheroes, though. It's a nice wrinkle to the moving up the ladder idea. Like they can't just do more assassins.
I mean, they could, and people would be fine. Yeah. But the big caveat is, and I think a lot of people asking me for this, is that what about No More Heroes 1 and 2? Are they going to come to Switch? The answer is yes, and they dropped them that single day. Both No More Heroes 1 and 2 are on Nintendo Switch as of right now. They're on sale for 10% off. They're normally $20. They're on sale for $17.99. It's not much of a sale, but whatever. So now if you want to play the first two games, you can. And they also said if you wanted to play just the third one by itself, you can do that too. I've already bought the first one. I didn't buy the second one yet because I didn't know if I was going to like it. So we'll see.
And it is like definitive versions. Like they've, it's kind of funny. I think about it like they did the whole Mario 3D All Stars collection. That's like barely up converts them. They run at 30 or 60 frames, like all that stuff. It's $60. These games basically have the same upgrades. Like they're 1080p, 60 frames a second. Like look great on Switch and have multiple control schemes and stuff. $17 each.
Yeah. Well, Nintendo's a greedy corporation. These guys, they want people to buy their games. Then we got a cute little UFO game that Nintendo just put out. It's published by Nintendo. I can't remember the name of the game.
It's published by HAL.
Is what? Published by HAL. HAL is a subsidiary of is a second party developer for Nintendo. So
yeah,
I can. That's the same. Kirby's not published by Nintendo. It's the same thing. I'm
just saying that it looks like the old Kirby games. Like that's why I was saying HAL. It's called Part-Time UFO.
Part-Time UFO. It's out now. It's really cute little toilet game. And then we got some more stuff on Breath of the Wild.
Toilet game? No, we gotta go back.
Toilet game?
It's a toilet game. You play game. It's like you're not gonna play this on your TV. You're gonna play this in either handheld mode or on the toilet. Let's be real. You know I'm right. Then we got some more
handheld mode or on the toilet?
Yeah. Anyways, moving on.
Who plays?
We're sticking on this toilet. No, we're sticking on this toilet thing.
That shows off some more story stuff. Some really cool story stuff.
Over you, dude.
The number one thing that we got was we are gonna get playable divine beasts, which literally have me saying at 10 o'clock in the morning, "Let's fucking go." So that's really badass. You get to play as a divine beast. So
can you play as them on the toilet though?
Yeah, you can.
That's the real question.
Of course you can. But you're not going to want to play this game on the toilet because you're going to be there for hours and your legs are going to cramp. Then you get that staticky feeling in your legs and then you're going to fall. Then you have to call 911. Then you're in the hospital. Then next thing you know, you're paying a debt license. Okay.
But you can continue playing it in the hospital.
No, because then I'll be in a coma. And then they shadow dropped the demo, which we already talked about. So it's out. Go try the demo, seriously. And save progress does carry over from the demo to the main game. So don't be afraid to try it.
You missed one announcement, which was the biggest thing of the whole. that terrible Tropico 6 trailer. That looked like...
I talked about that was the Dictator game. I said some weird Tropico. I kind of ignored it.
Just ignored it.
Oh,
I did not seem like a big deal.
Okay.
It just seemed odd. I didn't know what it was.
No, Tropico's like a huge PC series, and like it's been going to consoles lately. I think Tropico 5 is on Xbox and PS4.
Yeah. I kind of just glossed it because I didn't know what it was. Sorry.
Like, Tropico 6 is being ported to Switch, and it looks awful. Like, it looks unfinished. Like, the fact that they showed that trailer is embarrassing. That's one of those situations, I mean, great, cool transparency and all, like, respect. But that's one of those things where you just, you put it on the eShop with, screenshots pulled from, like, PC or whatever.
Other versions, yeah.
Yeah, and say, like images not, representative of final game or whatever, like they do with other games, and let people figure out the horribleness for themselves. Like, that was embarrassing. But anyway.
Yeah, I apologize for crossing over that. It didn't seem like, I
just wanted to laugh at it. It's fine.
Just look weird. I mean, like, they did say that...
I've played Tropico 3 and 4 before, and they're basically the same type of game.
Yeah,
I've never heard of this.
There's not a whole lot of difference between them. Played one.
They're like Caribbean SimCity type. Like you're building a fascist organization. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. You're like a dictator, and you're building out your civilization.
Yeah. That's what I said. But you are, this is the last mini partner direct they said they're going to do for this year. This is the strongest one yet, like several shadow drops, several good announcements, some interesting games coming out of it. So overall, like a pleasant fucking surprise to wake up on a Wednesday morning, especially a Wednesday that was cold on my end. So yeah, that was it for the mini direct. So bye.
Yeah, it was really good. I wonder if that means that's the last direct in general or the last mini direct, like the last
probably.
Because did they say the last mini direct or the last part?
They said mini partner direct, yes. But I'm going to assume that also means you're not going to get a Nintendo Direct this year, kiddies, because you were naughty.
I hope we don't. Honestly, Nintendo fans don't deserve one.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, if you're out there, you probably are because we talk about Nintendo a lot. But you deserve nothing.
I'm surprised we haven't had more angry Nintendo fans come after us, in all honesty.
Right? I mean, we suck Nintendo's dick enough. Like, it's fine.
True. You're gonna be able to see what face I make next week.
like we're deep throating, but also kind of nibbling a little bit. Like it's a little painful, and like they don't
pinching
totally
the ball.
like it. But like they're still they're still okay with it.
No, you're flicking the. All right.
Because at the end of the day, like.
Yeah.
Sorry, what, Thomas?
I'm over here trying to stop you guys from doing it, and you just go right on ahead.
I mean, once you started sucking, you can't stop.
Yeah. That's what
It's rude.
That's what they all say.
Yeah.
They don't even buy us dinner first.
That is dinner. if you do it right.
I'm trying to think of a.
I don't know what that means.
God damn it!
Halo Infinite director from longtime 343 executive Chris Lee has left the project. This is the second
Ouch.
Halo Infinite director to depart in 2 years.
That's
So
not
that's
good.
exciting.
They should just scrap Halo Infinite and make a different Halo game.
This is gonna go on Matt Russell's What Happened. I already can
Probably.
tell.
I like that it's called Halo Infinite, and it's taken forever to come out.
It's infinitely taking forever to
Yeah.
develop.
Infinite development.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think we're seeing this early quarter 2021. If we do see it, it'll be a miracle, and it'll be. I feel bad for the people working on it because they're probably busting their ass.
Yeah.
But God, this is just something. It's something. It has to be something at the top that's going on for like project mishandling that's causing all this.
My favorite thing is people, because this is a Jason Schreier tweet that we're going off of. I mean, there's an article here, but like,
Yeah, there's an article he
It's
wrote.
just
That's
more
why
detail.
I couldn't see it.
yeah. But my favorite thing is the rando people, like calling him out for like, maybe you shouldn't editorialize just because he left doesn't mean the game's doing poorly. And he's like, no, I'm talking to the developers. They're telling me it's going poorly.
Also, just like the history of this.
Like he
game.
would know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Just fans being fans.
Especially around this time of year, you know. It's like you look at any of the console makers' tweets, it's always like, this guy sucks or this thing sucks, and it's like, I just want to see people talk about their favorite scary games.
Yeah.
Oh, like me? Like what I did?
Yeah, like what you did.
Yeah.
In your
Yeah.
video. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good times.
Anyways. Yeah, Chris Lee says it's time for him to go. He believes that he's confident in that they'll deliver a great game.
They will develop a game.
Yeah.
It will be Halo.
But yeah, this is just more upsetting news. They have one of the Olsen twins working on this game, apparently.
What?
Really?
Yeah, Mary Olsen.
Are you making a joke?
That was a joke, but her name is
Yeah.
Mary Olsen.
Okay.
That's Mary
Right.
Kate. Thank you.
Mary-
And I think she's the druggy one, so she's probably not working on anything.
Damn, that's mean. That's was like 20 years ago.
I mean,
They're 40, by the way.
no,
They're close to it.
no,
They're close
that's
to
not.
They're,
No,
they're 10 years older than us, dude. They're close to it.
Olsen twins.
Don't say that.
They're
No,
close.
we can't be that old.
They're
They're
10
34, you monster.
34.
They're closer to it than us. Hey, you called her a druggie, so I think that's worse.
She is.
Is she though? You don't know that. That's mean. Just saying they're old. That's fine. Being old is fine.
One of
Still
them
hot.
is.
Yeah, one of them's hotter.
eh.
They're both hotter than me. Is all that matters.
No, they're no Elizabeth Olsen.
Well, yeah, she's the true standout now.
Oh yeah. Let's see. I can't find anything.
And she's the only Olsen whose boobs I've seen.
That's true.
Wow.
Well, she's done naked in movies. It's whatever.
She's done naked.
She's done
She's
naked.
done-
Alright, I'm gonna move on from that.
Yeah, let's move on.
Let's talk about more canceled games. Or not canceled. Delayed games.
Delays.
We have
Oh no!
Cyberpunk 2077 delayed to December. You guys think this is gonna get delayed even further, or is this?
No, this has to be it.
Yeah,
Right?
You think so?
You'd think.
I have one note to make. Because I think the fighting game Twitter kind of follow Arc System Works, the publishers of Guilty Gear Dragon Ball Fighters. You know how they published this this delay on the yellow background? Arc System did something, I guess, to mock them. Where they put, like, we just wanted to make this announcement on a yellow background, and it just says anxiety. That was it. They deleted the tweet, and they actually got in trouble from the Japanese main account.
Oh no!
Like, yeah, so everyone thought it was just like a troll. Like, oh, it's just like they were just being masters on Twitter. Like, no, they got in trouble by the Japanese branch. So, yeah.
Wow.
The Guilty Gear Twitter is the Arc System Twitter is fucking weird, but I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I tried to do some fun stuff with our Twitter account at work, and I just deleted it because I figured I'd get yelled at the next day. So
Yeah.
I can't do.
Because I don't think it
fun.
sucks because obviously we've heard about the crunch stuff.
Yeah.
And even though the game's gone gold, doesn't mean the game is finished now. They I think they said it's probably working on the day one patch. Which makes me wonder how stable is the fucking game, even then after it's gone gold. That's a huge other thing, but that's just the industry now.
The reason they say they're delaying it this time is because they want it to, they're trying to get to work with the next gen. That's what's taking so long.
Oh, you mean the current gen or the next gen?
Well, PS5 and Xbox Series X.
Okay, I thought they were.
Yeah, it was stable on PC, but. Yeah. When you're trying to get parity across 8 consoles, it's
2 different generations of consoles plus the cloud streaming service.
They should just not do PS4 or Xbox One. They really should just put it on next gen.
That's where it started, though.
Yeah,
I get that.
They should do what the Avengers did and just say, we're gonna put it out, and the upgrade will come later. Just delay that part.
Yeah, I guess. Also, apparently the devs learned that the delay was coming via the tweet. So that's good.
Damn.
Some did, yeah.
Imagine you're at lunch or you're waking up for breakfast going to work.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, check Twitter. Are you fucking kidding? Eating your eggs or whatever?
Eating your eggs at your desk
Ketchup.
And you're just like... What?
Ketchup and eggs?
Yeah.
Delicious
Gross.
ketchup and eggs.
Sick.
So good.
You want bacon? I want bacon.
Yeah, bacon, eggs, and ketchup. The BLK.
No.
Yes. Get some scrambled eggs, mix some ketchup in there. Good.
Stop this.
Better than mayonnaise, motherfucker.
I don't put mayonnaise on eggs.
Put mayonnaise on anything is a sin. That thing has no taste.
You know what's really
You're a
good?
sin.
It's mayonnaise mixed with ketchup. It's really good.
See, I'll agree to that because whenever I get a bacon cheeseburger from either Wendy's or Jack in the Box, I never say no to no condiments. They mix well together. I'll agree with that. But mayonnaise by itself, it's ass. It's pure ass. And I know what ass tastes like.
It's just eggs and vinegar.
It's the disgusting combo.
Or oil.
I mean, technically you should put mayonnaise on eggs because it's just more eggs.
Yeah. Now you gave us a great idea.
There's somebody out in the world who does that. I guarantee
probably.
you.
But no, I almost never do mayonnaise by itself. I'll do mayonnaise with some spicy mustard, which is super good.
Yeah, that's good.
Or like you said, ketchup or something else. It's a good base for other things. What were we talking about?
Cyberpunk's being delayed and their employees are suffering for it.
Yep.
And eggs.
Another company that's delaying games and having their employees suffering. Far Cry 6 delayed until after March 2021.
Damn.
You know it hurts Ubisoft to push something past the fiscal year.
Yeah, it does.
Yep. Well, maybe they're banking on Immortals to do fucking amazingly.
They're not banking on Watch Dogs Legion, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, that thing will overheat your Xbox.
Is it?
I think it came out today.
It came out Tuesday. What are you talking about?
Oh, did it?
What? It's actually...
Yeah, it came out.
You didn't even hear anything about it. Didn't hear shit about it. Oh my god. All I heard was about the one mission that's literally called 404 that actually was overheating Xbox One X's.
It reviewed fine. It's sitting at a 70 plus, 75 plus on Metacritic.
It's not Watch Dogs never been a numbers game. It has a rabid fan base. People like it. It does well on sale. It's fine. But they do have Assassin's Creed coming out in a few weeks.
First one. It could have been huge. That's the thing.
True. Yeah.
Watch Dogs 2 was great.
No, yeah, I look forward to playing it. I have it I got it for free on Epic Games Store.
But no, they have Assassin's Creed coming out, so they'll be fine. Valhalla's gonna do numbers.
Yeah, it's always Assassin's Creed that's sold very well.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that game, and I don't think
Vikings.
I want to.
It's Vikings.
I mean, I get it. I'm getting it for free on PC, so I'll check it out. But I probably wouldn't have bought it otherwise.
I still need to play Odyssey and the other one, the Egyptian one.
Yeah, those are both good.
I skipped Odyssey. I feel like I would have liked it.
Odyssey's
but
really
at this point,
good. Yeah.
I don't see the point in going back.
They're very long. That's the thing.
Well, yeah. That's I would. Yeah.
I miss when they were just like single player adventures. It feels like it takes too long to beat now.
Yeah. Well, they were always like long games. Like they were open world games and stuff. But like,
Yeah.
they just got.
There wasn't so much stuff
now.
to do though. Yeah.
Yes, there was.
Yeah, there was.
Yes, there was. Starting with Brotherhood, there was a shit ton of stuff.
Tons of side quests and leveling up your estates and stuff like that.
Leveling up your fucking ship
Yeah.
starting with 3.
I didn't play 3.
Okay, you're lucky. Thank you. Thank Christ you didn't.
I thought Black Flag was when it got dense, because that's when I first felt overwhelmed.
Nah, it started Revelations with Brotherhood, my dude. As early as Brotherhood.
Even 2 was pretty big.
2 is definitely, in comparison to 1, hell yeah.
Oh yeah. 1 was a concept.
1 was ass.
I liked 1. That was like, I bought the special collector's edition for that, and it came with like
Of course you did.
It came with like a Altair statue, and it was like super cool.
Yeah, Mister, I'm a white guy in the Middle East.
Yep.
Except Ezio's better.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah,
Oh, that's not a debate.
That's not a debate.
That's
Right.
not a debate at all. Speaking of Assassin's Creed, though.
Yeah, I was gonna do it.
Okay.
Sorry.
So let's get into the TV show from Netflix.
I like how they announced this.
Netflix, by the way, Netflix dropped a whole bunch of shit like coming out for next year, not just this.
Well, there's a bunch of shows that we're just doing. Oh wait, you mean like dropping, like as in getting rid of, or
Like new shows coming out, like
okay.
like they were just announced like animes, new shows. Like they were announcing stuff like crazy last week. It was nuts.
So speaking of the Assassin's Creed show, executive producer, Ubisoft's Jason Altman and Danielle Karennick will be the first of multiple new projects. Are they going to do more? Are they doing multiple Assassin's Creed projects or Ubisoft?
No, multiple Ubisoft projects. I guarantee there's gonna be something Watch Dogs related.
Oh,
I actually think that would be a better TV show than game.
we're gonna get a Rayman cartoon.
Oh, that would be so
Probably.
hype. Don't get my hopes up like that. Don't get my hopes up like that.
More likely a Rabbids cartoon.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh well.
Or a movie like Minions style.
Give me a Rayman cartoon where he kisses Glowbox. Give me that movie.
Do you think this is going to be the one? The Assassin's Creed show is going to be the thing.
In general, things that have been terrible movies have actually made pretty good TV shows.
That movie was boring as sin.
I've
Oh
never
my
seen
god.
it.
Yeah.
You don't need. It's boring. It's so boring.
Yeah. Not even Michael Fassbender can make that movie good.
All the shit you saw like of the like the assassins stuff, that's all in the trailers, dude. Everything else is in the fucking anime shit.
Which everyone knows the best part of those games is the modern day stuff. But no, I think this is the first of many. But I think it's going to be the only Assassin's Creed one. They do have like an anime or something happening apparently, whereas this is live action. But I don't know if that's part of this deal or not. Because the anime one is from the Castlevania people.
Oh, cool.
So it's going to be great.
Yeah, that'll look
But
cool.
I think it's going to be different. Like, I'm curious to see where the live action show is going to go. Weasley?
Wow, he's up there.
Do you mind?
Oh my god.
I saw him over there earlier.
I saw him on the camera.
He's down. He's good.
He was creeping.
Jesus. I saw him on this. Like, is he gonna... Oh, okay. He's there.
Now, there's a window up there, and he likes to jump, like, straight from the end table up into the window, and then knock toys off on his way down.
Oh no.
I keep forgetting how much verticality cats have until I see one jump.
Mostly him. He's got crazy verticality. I don't know if it's like a tabby thing or what, because he's got a big body. I can't imagine. Like,
Yeah. So which are they? Do you think they're gonna like adapt the game storyline with like the Apple of Eden shit with Altair, or are they gonna do like a new assassin? You know.
I
That's
think
what I'm
it'll be a new canonical assassin.
Okay.
Because like they had said that the movie was canon, like it was a new character and stuff. And I think like one of the games recently like had something in the Animus related to that character, but that was like the only reference or whatever.
Ugh, that sounds awful.
But I think they'll do a new assassin in a new time period that'll be like, referenced in games and stuff, and will actually be part of like the overall Assassin storyline. Because like there's so many Assassins out there that we haven't seen yet still, despite like all of the mobile games and things like that have kind of delved into some of the less popular ones.
Yeah, because I want to see my Canadian woodsman assassin in 1812.
I mean, the show would probably be filmed in Vancouver, so
Yeah.
Thomas, go audition.
Man, Canada's boring. There's gonna be nothing here. Like, come on.
They'll probably, if they do, what's the name? The third guy. I don't even remember his name anymore. They'll probably film
Connor?
that, like Connor. Yeah, they'll probably film it in Thomas's neck of the woods.
Connor Kenway? I don't know. Something like that.
Connor
you're
Kenway.
right.
Yeah.
Is that it? I never even played that one. I just remember he was related to the Black Flag guy.
Yeah, because that's his grandpappy.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know. I feel like Assassin's Creed is built for video games and not for anything else, because it's all around the conceit of you go into a computer and you explore a world that you've.
I think the lore is cool.
Yeah,
Like,
there's really
honestly,
great
like-
lore there.
Like the whole idea that like the Assassins and the Templars. I don't want to spoil it just in case anybody doesn't know, but like how they're interconnected and like how like ancient Christian mythology is tied into it. I think like that's what actually made you joke about the modern day stuff. That's what made me kept playing through those early games, because I like not necessarily the gameplay stuff, but the narrative stuff of like how does this fit in the larger picture. That stuff was cool.
They
So there's
definitely,
stuff to mine there.
yeah, they definitely capitalized off the Da Vinci Code popularity for sure.
I mean,
love
I
that
think
book.
one interesting way to do it would actually take some cues from Altered Carbon, because that show was just okay.
I like that.
But it did some really cool sci-fi stuff, like unique sci-fi stuff. And the main thing it did was the idea of skins, where like people can essentially like put their minds into the bodies of other people, and like get a new, like become a new person essentially. So like the main character in season 1 is the main character in season 2, but it's a different actor, because he was trying to go like hide or whatever, and so he put himself in a new skin. And that allowed them to kind of recast and stuff. So I think an Assassin's Creed show could be really interesting if they focus on, you're in the Animus, you're this guy in the modern world, and you're delving back through history, through your ancestors in the Assassin's Guild. And so each season would be a different time period, a different like ancestor, and they could play around with, like different main characters essentially. By going into different time periods.
Yeah, it sounds like a C+ show.
We'll see.
Yeah, I don't
see.
know. It just doesn't appeal to me. I guess I don't know.
If they mind the lore shit, even if it's stuff I've seen, I'll eat it up.
I don't want to watch it. I like playing an Assassin's Creed game. Like watching it is kind of just whatever.
Yeah, I get it.
It's because
I'm a sucker
I think
for
it's probably because they ruined the modern day stuff. Like that's the reason.
Oh no, yeah, they totally fucked it up with 3.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I hate
There's
that.
nowhere to go with that.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to go. Like
I'm gonna shoot Desmond in the head and that's it.
yeah, it's
But it's not Desmond
trust me.
anymore.
yeah, but like
Well, that was the point. Like Desmond was the drive.
everything they did after that in the modern world has failed. Like it has not landed.
I thought they stopped doing modern
no,
world
they keep
shit,
doing
honestly.
it. Yeah, they keep doing it.
Wow,
It's just not important
That's
anymore.
The
salt in the wound right there.
the
I'd be twice as mad if I would have kept playing.
The Templars are now VR companies or whatever. It's weird and
Of course they are.
stupid. Yeah, it's bad.
Uh,
Anyways, let's get off this Assassin's Creed train. And let's talk about one more video game delay. So All Stars, Destruction All Stars is delayed to February, but will launch on PS Plus.
Which is smart. Because other games that have done that, like Rocket League and Fall Guys, got huge player bases right from the start.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't really care about this game, but I'll definitely check it out for free on
Yeah, there's
PlayStation Plus.
Isn't this game's out on PC now? Isn't it?
Is it? I thought it was.
Is it?
I thought it was an exclusive.
There might be. Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking of a different game. There's a different game that's.
Yeah, you're
similar.
definitely
I'm
thinking of a
sorry.
different game.
Okay.
I'm thinking of Rocket Arena. That's what I'm thinking of. thought it
Oh,
was
yeah.
the same.
Oh
I was like,
yeah,
is this
that's a
not our-
game. Yeah.
Yeah, I there's some fighting game players that I like talk. I was like, isn't this game? I guess it never came to console, but I guess it's a different game. So it's gonna get a bigger player base in November because you're gonna burn through your single player games by that point. So you're gonna need something to play in February when we hit COVID year 2.
Yeah.
God damn it!
What are you talking about? It's gone. Didn't you hear?
No, yeah, it's over. I forgot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
In
Right.
Florida, it's completely cured. By the way.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Go about your business.
There is no war in Ba Sing Se.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a lot of games that are like this where it's like I'll try it, but I wouldn't pay money for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be $70 in the U.S., which means like what 100 something in Canada land.
So speaking of games, you might be interested,
Aw.
and it's also on PlayStation Plus,
For free.
for free. Launching Bug Snacks.
I want to watch you stream this. I really do.
I'm really
I-
excited
I-
about it now. I don't know why. I think it's because I liked Slime
I-
Rancher, and this kind of reminds me of that quite a bit.
I still
I
don't know
wanna
what it
see-
is.
It's a murder mystery game. Didn't you see the last trailer?
You mean the part at the end where it gets all dark?
Yeah, that's why I want to see it. I want to see where they go with that.
Yeah, yeah. It's weird because because it starts off and it looks like it's a slime rancher where you're capturing all these different bugs and stuff, and you're feeding them to the people, and they eat it, and they turn into like weird creatures and stuff. And then also that trailer, like it kind of hints at something darker, and now I'm like wondering, do they eat people to turn back to normal? Like, is there going to be something where you're feeding them humans? Like, I don't know where they go with it.
Maybe
Yeah,
someone
this
eats
is-
the wrong thing, and it's like it becomes like a murder trial or something.
Yeah, I
don't
don't
know.
know. I don't know, man. Like this, like
Like, because it's free, I'm gonna play it
yeah.
just to figure out what it is, but I'm not excited about it.
I'm really excited about this.
I want to be your co-pilot for that, Thomas. I like if I can. I need to see this game. It looks so stupid.
Yeah,
and
we'll
funny,
we'll play it together.
and I want to see where. Yay!
Yeah, I need to see this.
Oh, Demon Souls 2. We got to do that together
Yeah.
too.
I think they describe this as like an adventure game, right? Like a first-person narrative adventure game. That's what they describe
I
it
don't
Oh,
as.
know.
Bugsnax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's something sinister and dark underneath all that happiness, and I need to see it.
There has to be. It becomes
It's
a bad trip
Cthulhu.
at some point.
It's you're gonna uncover an eldritch god underneath the
Right.
happy little town of Bugsnax.
Yep.
If that happens, I will buy a PS5. Okay, I'm not gonna buy. a
You're
PS5.
not gonna
I'm
buy
gonna
a
make proclamations
PS5.
like-
Come on.
Yeah, because I won't be able to because I'm not. They're gonna be sold out everywhere.
It's gonna be on PS4 too.
Also on PC.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
On
I'll
PC?
buy PC then and just
Really?
struggle through 20 frames per second.
I'm fairly certain it's also on PC. It's only free on PlayStation Plus for PS5. So
Yeah.
if you have a
so you
PS4,
have to buy it
yeah,
for-
you would have to buy it.
It's fine.
So speaking of PlayStation 4 and 5 games, Spider-Man. Let's talk about Spider-Man. It's time.
Yeah, you guys talk about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
All right, where do you want to start, Justin?
So they've actually been showing quite a few new things through the GameSpot coverage, and just Insomniac Games like partially retweeting them and putting out their own information and stuff. But the first bit of information comes from a variant cover of the prequel comic, which is like it's a canonical comic. It's just like what happens before the game starts, and it reveals that Prowler is in the game.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we could probably figure this out. Like, I'm sure he's like the, maybe second in command under Tinkerer or something like that.
Wow.
But the main thing is the new costume, which kind of just looks like generic armored military thing. Like, it's a little boring. I don't know. Especially like with how pretty much all of the enemies in this game kind of have that same look. Like, he doesn't stand out. Although the green is kind of cool. But we'll see how that actually like plays into the game itself. It makes me kind of curious about the comic to know, like, do we find out his backstory or anything there, or is it like a tease that he'll be a bigger part in the game?
it'll probably the latter versus the former if I know how comics work.
Yeah, probably. But it is neat. And the fact that it's a variant cover makes me think he's not a big part of the comic. But yeah, so people have been wondering if Prowler's going to be in the game. He is, but they've said like they're going to the comics for inspiration for the story. But they want to tell their own story with like their own takes on things. So I could see them maybe flipping the script and not having Prowler be his uncle, or having some kind of surprise there.
I'm gonna call it right now. This is my home run call. It's a clone. Prowler is a clone of Miles. That's my out there take. It's probably not true.
Why would they clone Miles?
Because it's batshit. Because it's batshit. That's why I don't have to have a reason for batshit insanity. Peter's been cloned. Why can't Miles be cloned?
What if his dad didn't die in the first game? Like if they saved him and he's Prowler.
Is that your batshit insane theory?
Yeah.
Okay. Mine's is funnier, but okay. Now they're both funny.
It's also less realistic.
Wait, that his dad's not dead?
No, that it's a Miles clone is less realistic.
I don't know, man.
Whatever. Anyway,
if
the other
I
bit
want to
of
see you stream that moment live, and I'm just gonna come in the chat like, "Hi, Justin."
I will not be like streaming this game blind.
Okay. Well, I'll be texting you.
This is a me game.
Okay.
I'll play it for other people after I beat it. Because I've played Spider-Man PS4 like 4 times in 2 years. I'm gonna play this immediately again after I beat it. But anyway, the second bit of Spider-Man news we got was... I should have put my costume back on. Oh well.
Was taking it off.
What?
I didn't even notice you taking it off.
Wow, rude.
I noticed.
You don't even look at me. Why don't you look at me during? Sorry, I had a moment. The other bit of Spider-Man news is that they announced the obvious Into the Spider-Verse costume. We all knew it was going to be there, but it's still cool to see it in action.
Yep.
They even changed some of the animations to like match the Spider-Verse animations. Yeah. Like when he's falling, he does like the hands behind his back and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You're probably going to get to it, but yeah, when he falls, it's 24 FPS, but when he's doing his normal stuff, it's 12 FPS. Kind of like.
I didn't know that actually.
Oh.
What?
Ouch.
I knew it was choppy, but I didn't know that specifically.
Yeah, they modeled it off of the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds terrible for a game.
I'll say my opinion for that when I finish talking about it. But yeah, they wanted to ape the movie, basically, because that's what Miles was moving in 12, and then when he was falling, it was 24, and everyone else around him was moving in 24, I believe. But yeah, when I was watching this, like I was really concerned because I don't get headaches looking at like weird FPS stuff, and this is like the first time a video game gave me a headache.
Welcome to my world, buddy.
it was just really it was just really jarring having something being really low FPS and then everything around it is like 60 and like moving really fast. But the good news though is that it's just a mod, so you can actually disable that in the game. And if you want,
that's neat.
Yeah, and if you're a crazy person for some weird reason, you want to have 12 FPS on a different suit, you can go right ahead and do that.
Sure.
I don't know why.
I actually
FPS run. Let's go, boys.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Just for crazy like streaming laughs.
12 FPS speed run.
Speed runners. Let's go.
I thought it looked cool.
Yeah.
In motion, but I can see why it would be like jarring to actually play it that way.
Yeah.
But like for the trailer, it was neat. I mean. Just because I was like, I thought it was actually like the way the animations worked were just choppy. I didn't realize he was actually running at a different frame rate than the game.
Yep.
It didn't appear that way to me.
Yeah.
But
that's crazy that they can isolate it like that. That's the insane part to me.
There was a part in the video where it looked like the comic, like the exact same frame where he was like flailing and swinging. Like it looked amazing. But yeah, I can't imagine trying to play this game with that on. But
yeah,
whatever.
Now, is this feature only on PS5 or can you do this on PS4?
No, this is the suit.
That's not.
It's just a
No, I
suit
mean
mod.
like right, but like that whole I guess it's not tied to the console. I assume this is a PS5 only like feature because how's that going to run on a PS4?
They're looking for parity across systems.
Okay,
So
I'm curious to see
things
what it
might
looks like
not
on
work exactly the same, but the
Okay.
features will be there. That's what they've said.
Okay,
I've been following
I'm
all the
curious-
GameSpot coverage.
okay. I'm curious to see what it will what that mod looks like on PS4 Pro,
Mm-hmm.
base PS4, and PS5. I'm curious. Be something to look out for.
Yeah.
My arms hurt.
There was some other like technical information about like how his gadgets work differently from Peter's and stuff like that. They also showed off a like opening cutscene battle section with Miles and Peter against the Rhino, and like there was some really cool stuff there, but none of it's really newsworthy. There's just so you know, there's other like deep dive information out there that GameSpot's put out. So if you're excited about the game as I am, you probably have already seen it, but I didn't realize they were still putting out this stuff. So like I went to their YouTube page today and found like stuff from the past week that I hadn't seen. So yeah, just so you know.
The truth is out there.
All right, other deep dives. A whole bunch of stuff was released on Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah.
Character reveals, artwork, anything
I
specific.
love the artwork. It's that like classic Final Fantasy style.
Yep.
So pretty.
Yeah, I'll let you take the lead on this one.
Yeah, so they showed off 3 of the what they say are the main characters. I don't know if it means they're like playable characters because one of them is 10. But they're
Hey man, you played as like an 8-year-old girl in Final Fantasy IV, so they're free reign.
I mean, yeah. Aiko was like 6 in Final Fantasy 9.
There you go. Yeah.
But she wasn't human,
Let's-
so it's
Let's bring a child into combat. Final Fantasy style. Let's go.
Yeah, it's
Right.
Final Fantasy.
I mean, this child is the holder of Phoenix, so it's very possible he's playable. Anyway, we have the main character who kind of looks like Squall. Squall, I'll admit. From Final
I
Fantasy
thought
VIII.
he had a gunblade for the first time I
Yeah.
saw him. I was like, wait, hang on.
So the protagonist's name is Clive Rossfield.
I like Clive.
The third.
I like Clive. That's a good royalish name.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clive Owen. Yeah.
What's interesting, which I actually just now read this, the young knight and the tattooed man from that Awakening trailer are the same person.
Yeah,
I
Huh.
did not realize that in the trailer.
I didn't either.
Time travel shenanigans.
Yeah, so I have a feeling this is going to take place over a span of time, just like 15 did. And I love that. Like, it's great. I think it's cool when like they actually show the passage of time, because these adventures have to take a long time.
Nah, man, take a week. You go kill God and you're back
That's what it
home
feels
by,
like.
by Sunday.
Anyway, and then we have Clive's younger brother, Joshua Rossfield, who is like the 10-year-old
The
boy.
third.
And he is the dominant of the Phoenix. Dominants are like... it's
Wait.
the name
So
for
that
the-
hold on. That means the Phoenix is submissive? That's funny.
Yep.
Yeah. The dominant is basically the name for like the holder of that like summon monster.
Yeah.
Because he dominates
Gonna hold
him.
your balls.
Yeah.
gonna honk honk.
And they're a thing in the world that exists. Like each like mystical creature belongs to a dominant. And they're randomly chosen like at birth. I guess it's not random, but like they don't know
You
why.
will be this person's submissive.
Yeah, they don't know why each person is chosen. And he's also called the Icon of Fire, which I like the word icon because like it sounds like, you know, our word for icon, but like
Yeah.
it's spelled similar to like Eidolon and things
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
they've used for summon monsters in the past.
That's what I thought.
It's a cool
That's
word.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also their safe word.
Anyway, so yeah, icons wield incredible destructive power, and their lethality knows no bounds. but Joshua doesn't like holding Phoenix. He doesn't like being dominant.
We can play role reversal if he wants.
Ben, you made this weird.
I'm sorry.
Are you saying that Phoenix is going to dominate this 10-year-old boy, Ben? Is that what you're
Yes.
saying right now?
Yes, I'm saying that right now. Yeah, I'm tired. Leave me alone.
Oh shit!
I don't think we can release this episode. Anyway, this is not the same information I had. That was just the website itself.
Okay.
I'm a little disappointed.
Uh-oh.
Whatever. Go do your thing.
There was more information there. I'm just gonna go to the website. 1 second.
Lords of Gaming is some dudes I'm trying to get in with. So
I mean, no, it's great information. I'm just saying, like, there was more stuff on the actual page. It's just, like, it's dense. So I just wanted to kind of go through the highlights, but I don't remember what they all are.
okay.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, they announced, like, the main, like, the land is called Valisthea, which
that
is
sounds
blessed
majestic.
in the light of the mother crystals. Crystals are a big thing in Final Fantasy lore, and so I think it's really
Yeah.
cool that they're
Yeah.
this game seems like it's fighting back against the crystals, and the fact that
very useful as a ball gag.
and the fact that the crystals lead to the icons, which are attached to people, it's a really interesting wrinkle and everything.
Yeah, very uniquely attached to people.
I swear. Okay, fine.
The crystal's the ball gag.
Right.
Oh, that's the title of the episode.
So, I thought it was gonna be toilet games.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
There's so many. So, for generations, people have flocked to these beacons, which are the crystals, to take advantage of their blessing, using the Aether to conjure magics that let them live lives of comfort and plenty. Great powers have grown up around each mother crystal, and an uneasy peace has long reigned between them. Yet now the peace falters as the spread of the Blight threatens to destroy their dominions. So the Blight's supposed to be like a darkness that's creeping into the crystals and like tainting the magic sources that people. Nothing on taint, really? Alright.
Is this Destiny?
Yes.
Okay.
The icons are the most powerful and deadly creatures in this land. Each resides within a dominant, a single man or woman who is blessed with the ability to call upon their dreaded power. In some nations, they're treated as royalty. In others, they are bound in fear and forced to serve as weapons of war.
And
Those
sex.
who are born as dominants cannot escape their fate, however cruel it may be. So again, I find that really interesting. It's like you either embrace the fact that you're a dominant, or like you're crippled by it.
They sound like mutants, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. It's a cool wrinkle. And then they showed off like 6 of the different lands, with information that I assume will be filled in as we find out more about the game. Because there's like just clearly like marked like redacted sections under the names of the creatures that are dominants there. So
That's odd, considering they're probably going to be all Final Fantasy systems that we've seen before.
right, and I think a few of them you can kind of figure out by the crests on the lands. Like there's one called Sandbreck that the crest kind of looks like a either a holy priestess or potentially Shiva.
We saw Shiva in the first trailer, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's not mentioned here.
Okay.
So, like, I assume she's out there. Like, the only ones that actually say by name are Phoenix and Titan.
Yeah.
A few of them just don't have, like, dominants named here. Because either they're not there, or... I think that's actually the only reason. It's just they're not there. But there's 2 that are marked out. One looks like it might be Shiva, and the other looks like it might either be, like, if they bring back Ixion from Final Fantasy X, like that Thunder Steed, or possibly,
Is that the one with
like...
a million HP?
I don't know. Or possibly Odin. Because it's like a majestic, like, warhorse looking thing.
Oh.
And again, these crests could have nothing to do with it, but, like, the crest for Rosaria, which is where Phoenix lives, definitely has a phoenix on the flag. So I'm just guessing. And the one for Titan, it doesn't look like Titan, but it's kind of like it's very earthy toned and kind of has like a armored, like Goliath figure on it. I do find it interesting that Ifrit isn't mentioned here because he's also in the trailer. So I think some of the, like, there's probably more than one per area, or we just haven't seen all the areas yet.
True.
But anyway, over to characters real quick. I said Clive and Joshua, and then the last one they showed was Jill Warwick.
The fifth.
She is the ward of Rosaria, which is where these others are from. That's Phoenix's domain. And she is trying to secure peace between the two warring nations. The Archduke insisted that she be raised alongside his sons, and now at 12 years of age... She's 12? The character looks older than that. I swear, officer! I swear! At 12 years of age, she is as much a part of the Rossfield household as Clive and Joshua. So she's... Basically, these are all like family members that are probably the first ones you meet. I originally thought, like, I was curious why there weren't 4 characters here, and now I realize that tattooed character is also Clive, and that explains that part. So yeah, I just, like, there's not a lot here, even though I've spent a lot of time on it. But this game looks great. Like, everything I see about it, like this key art that they released with the website is beautiful. It's got, like, Phoenix and Ifrit, like, going head to head with Clive in between them. Like, it's just, I'm very excited for this. And, like, the team behind it is great, too. It's all, like, the best people with some new people, like the Devil May Cry guy doing the battle system. It's got a lot of potential to sway me in a way that 15 didn't. But we can move on. It's late.
So our last news story of the day, I believe, is Anthem update. Javelin gameplay and builds. Anthem's back, y'all. So
is it though?
Not yet.
Is it?
Well, this isn't even Anthem. This is a completely different game. It looks new, man. Like everything they've done, they've rebuilt from. It looks like the ground up.
I mean, it's just menus, but like the menus are great looking.
Well, the things they
whereas
talk
now
about
they're
too,
trash.
Well, yeah.
Is the standard that low that the menus are what we have to praise in this game?
No. Okay.
Is it that?
The menus are trash.
Listen.
Okay, I apologize.
Listen, the bar was so low. Was they introduced skill trees, and the bar has been risen.
Wow.
That's how low the bar was.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And
See, the problem is, like,
in this game.
Yeah.
This is a game where the core gameplay is very satisfying, but everything structurally around it sucks.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is fix that structure.
Are you talking about this game or the Avengers?
Yes.
Both.
All they have to do is fix the structure, which is, you know, menus and systems and things like that. You don't have to fix the gameplay. So that, yes, we're analyzing menus, essentially.
Wow.
There's a few other tidbits here.
Yeah.
But yeah, they introduced skill trees finally. They talked about looking at it from the perspective as a javelin flyer rather than each javelin itself. They also made it so that the abilities you get are unlocked. They're not drops. They're not weapon drops.
What? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
So abilities used to be like drops. Like you would kill something and it would drop something and you pick it up and it'd be like, oh, now you can shoot fire.
That's such bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And you had to equip those into slots.
That would have made me quit playing the game right there. And there are people still playing. Oh, what is wrong with you people?
There's anybody still playing it. That's why they're working on it.
Okay.
I want to play it. That's the thing.
Good lord, that sounds awful.
Inscriptions improve build synergy is no longer a primary factor. I'm just looking at notes here. See if anything jogs my memory. But they've rebuilt it from the ground up. Like, even melee attacks look like they're actually worth looking at now. Because before, there was a melee attack, but no one ever used it because it didn't really do anything. They've also introduced artifacts as well.
The artifact is cool.
I don't know anything about the artifact other than it exists. So,
well, it sounds like it's because before you would like kind of have the Avengers system where you just equip components that like are stat modifiers, but you know don't have any visual cues or anything to change the look of your character. So they felt worthless. Because it's just big number, but the artifact is like a new kind of like it seems like kind of the ghost. It's like a thing that floats around you and gives you, those buffs and stuff. But it actually like you can change its loadout. So like you can equip like a rocket pod to it.
Oh, so it's like an AI companion kind of thing?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
But you actually it actually has like dynamic looks based on what you equip it with. So it is that kind of thing that you can customize, however you want. Like a ghost, but it actually has like some battle effectiveness too.
Ah.
Yep. And then they also brought in weapon mods. It's cool. Yeah, it looks like they've rebuilt a lot of this stuff, and I'm really looking forward to this, honestly.
Yeah. There's no like release date or anything yet for it though.
No.
Let's just the ultimate big question is, have too many bridges have been burned between the community and the game itself, even though there's making enough changes. Like, are you going to come back to it? Like
Destiny 1 is proof that a game is never lost.
I think
because that game was all but dead, and then Taken King is the reason we have Destiny 2.
I will say I would agree with that, but we're in a much different time period where there's a lot of other games that are like games of services that are occupying your time. So why should I stop playing the game of service game? God, I hate that fucking term. That I actually enjoy playing versus coming back to a game that burned me severely, even though they've changed stuff. That's my question. If
I
people
think
are going to do
it's
that.
No Man's Sky. Like that game came out.
Oh yeah,
everyone shat on that, and they worked their asses off to improve it, and people are
true
back and playing it more than ever.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah,
and that's always the thing. If you already own a game, you've already put the investment into it. So if they improve it, even more reason. And then once you start playing it, you'll tell your friends, "Hey, this game's good now. You should get it and play with me."
And they'll tell two friends, and they'll tell two friends, and so on, and so on, and so on. And
eventually, someone won't have two friends, but they'll still join you.
I did that with Arcade Edition, and nobody played.
Are you that guy that doesn't have two friends?
Oh, okay, that's why.
Yeah. You guys aren't real. You're just figments of my imagination.
I wish.
I wouldn't have to stress about everything.
Right?
My imagination's too strong. I'm sorry. I've created... this reality is all mine. Aw, kitty.
I didn't know he was back there.
Nice.
Aw.
Surprise, kitty.
Hi.
He's awake now.
But I kind of think these kind of games, they share a similar audience. They just play a game. It's then they get burned out on that one, then they go through another one. It's kind of like wrestling in the 90s where people would flip back and forth between the different shows.
Like a lot of people that like games of service play all of them. Like they'll get really into something for a week and then switch to another one, and then they'll do their dailies in each one.
Yeah.
And then
there's content droughts.
Go back through the cycle.
When there's a content drought, they'll go do a different one.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think there's a good chance here. If this stuff they come out with is really good and it hits it, I think they have another hit on their hands. But we'll see. We'll see if it's even worth it for them to do this. I would love to know how much money is being spent on this. But
I respect though.
Yeah.
They didn't have to do this. They could have called it a wash and started on something else.
All right, that's going to be it for us tonight. Justin, where can people find you?
You can find me as Zero Score on Twitter, right down there in this nice overlay I made. And YouTube and Twitch, Oh, is it? I don't know where I am.
I'm pointing to you because you're over there.
Oh, was I pointing right?
I don't know. Let me look at
You got the overlay.
I have the BioWare news
And
story.
we are the Brady Bunch.
Okay, whatever.
The Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just put out.
It's in the bottom right for you.
Yeah.
No, the other side.
Great. What? That's right.
Justin's bottom left.
Okay, there you go. Stage right. Whatever.
Great. I'm covered in
Snaggle
fat hair.
Plus.
Stage right.
You can. I already did that. I put out a new video. On my favorite horror games that, like, with the caveat of only ones that I've actually played, because there's not very many of those. So there's a lot that are missing, and people are probably going to be upset. But I tried to make it as comprehensive as I could. That's all I got.
Ben?
Twitter.com/Marvelous Iggy for all things concerning the self-proclaimed Marvelous One. You can check the pinned tweet to check out my newest Marvelous Ramble video on Dandara Trials of Fear, which shoutouts to Long Hats, the developers, for tweeting, including the main dev once again for contacting me. I'm not trying to stall for time to look at the developer name. I am not doing that at all. How are you guys doing? I'm doing great. This is such a great time. You guys like to talk about Mayo too much. Anyways, go check that out. I
about Mayo too much.
Long Hat House Games. Seriously, thank you guys for checking out my video. It was awesome. It's dev approved, is what I'm saying. You can check it out. I am working on my Outer Worlds video next. That I want to have that out within the next 2 weeks or so. So for November. And I do have an update on Marvelous Fights. Every fucking time I try to record it, I've either had audio issues or video issues or something. It's cursed. Really? I don't know what it is. I'm still working on it. But I might just upload the first one and the audio might be funky just to get something out there. Because these are just whatever the fan's on or something. I didn't worry about the audio balancing. But it's coming. It's coming. And find me. You can catch me live at twitch.tv/Iggy2814 every Sundays at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time and every Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Because you people couldn't fucking pick one Zelda game. You had one job. To quote Loki, you had one job. I am now going to be streaming both The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword and The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker on opposing days. So every Sunday, you're going to get, for the next month of November and possibly into December if I'm into it, you're going to get Wind Waker on Sundays, Skyward Sword on Wednesdays. Are you happy? Are you fucking happy? You're going to drive me insane. So that's all I have. And of course, check out Atomic Shot. Actually, first you check out Atomic Shot EX, where Tyler, my buddy Tyler, did a excellent video review on Godzilla EX. I'm sorry, on Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee. It's such a good video. He's working on the second one right now. But we have also recorded our first episode of season 2, which is Godzilla Returns / Godzilla 1985, the beginning of the Heisei era. So we're back. Atomic Shock is back. We weren't gone for long, but it's back. It's good to do this. So that's coming out soon, and then you might want to buy your eBay copies now, because the following episode after Godzilla Returns is Godzilla vs. Biollante, aka the Godzilla movie you cannot buy. That's it for me.
And you can visit me, your host Thomas, on Twitter at Gameplay Stuff. Also on Twitch's Gameplay Stuff. We stream this show live every Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Yeah, Central.
Yes.
The best time zone.
You can email me, thomas@charchef.com, if you want us to review one of your games. What else do we have? Yeah, visit our website. Bunch of
Do
audio.
you want us to review your games? Let's be honest.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean,
dead air. Great. Okay, good job.
Yep.
You
caused it.
What else do I have? Review us on
the wrestling
review us
show.
on Apple Podcasts. We have a wrestling show. What are we doing Monday? I think it's
Please
tied
fucking
still.
pick. It was still tied. A friend of mine said he voted, but it didn't change, so I'll check it later.
God damn it.
He voted for Macho and Elizabeth. So
Okay, well, that was in the lead the last time I saw it, so...
Okay.
So we might see that. Please vote. Thank you.
Yes, please vote. Please vote, actually.
Let's actually do a PSA and say please vote.
Although this will come out after the election, so, whatever.
Probably, yeah.
Will it? Okay.
It's
it's up to you.
Unless you're going to get it out fast. And I don't blame you if you don't. A lot of busy work in life.
Yeah, I've got a lot of shows I need to work on. So speaking of which, I'm going to end the show and say goodnight. Enjoy your games. Good night.
Mwah. I kiss you virtually because I can't kiss you in real life. Just COVID. Wash your hands.
Wear your goddamn masks.